Hey, come on.
You couldn't put it
You
off
got that
the
black
side
thing
like
hanging
this?
right there.
Like,
So is Diddy.
I'm just saying, like he got the whole phallic device right in his face.
Listen,
Bro.
listen. I'm moving this.
Oh, you moving different? My bad.
No, I'm
I
moving
was
different.
guessing,
Not moving
Oh, he
different.
moving.
He want to
He
get
moving
better.
Not
different.
moving different.
You want to get a better. You want to get a better
That
angle.
boy say he moving sideways.
You got to get a better angle.
I don't know.
Gotta
I
get a better
mean,
angle.
that's between you and yours.
You moving
I'm
different, huh?
good
You
over
slide
here.
on that baby oil, huh?
Ew,
Nice.
no. I'm not out here buying 100 cases of baby oil. That is
Not 100,
wild.
1,000.
I mean, yeah,
Wholesale.
1,000. My bad, 1,000.
You gotta get them. You gotta buy wholesale to get the discounts, man. Come on,
Bro,
y'all
can
been
you
to y'all been to
imagine the
Costco?
person on the? Can you imagine the person on the other end of that line? Hey, how you doing? I'd
Because you
like
know
to
it's
order
not a store.
1,000
You know what?
cases of baby oil. 1,000, sir?
You know what?
1,000.
Because I know that this conversation is going to go to a place where we're going to use bad language, I'm going to postpone that whole thought. I apologize. We're actually going to divert, and I'm going to turn around and I'm going to say, "Welcome, everybody. We're here once again. Welcome to Start Button Live. I'm your host, King Anarchy. Here with us, we have the stranger, Mr. SG Token himself. We also have the irrelevant Mr. Hustle Simmons.
Irrelevant? How am I irrelevant?
Irrelevant.
Hold on there.
Yo,
I'm sorry,
at least I got called a stranger.
irreverent.
Oh,
Mr. Hustle.
man, that was a not
Oh.
the same
I'm
definition.
always relevant. It's clean, bro.
Bro,
Don't do me like that.
I went from nothing to something so quick.
The letters are
Like
similar.
that.
It's the same shit.
The letters
They
are
sound
similar.
close. They're close.
No, no.
They don't
One
sound
thing
close at all. They
One is
irrelevant and
completely
irreverent.
different thing.
That's crazy.
Wait. Hey, how old boy said on that TikTok? You sounding real illiterary.
That's crazy. And then I see that Mr. Rajan over here has the Astrobots background, so that's actually going to be something that we are going to discuss today. And of course, in case y'all don't know, our technical wizard, Mr. Loon, is right here. So he's always here watching over us, making sure to be our Mr. Wizard. Anyway, like I said before, welcome to Start Button Live. This is a safe haven for geeks, nerds, blurs, weebs, dweebs, gamers, period. Comic book lovers, anime lovers, all of that. So, if you're here watching us tonight, we want you to make sure that you feel safe being able to share your thoughts, your views, and your opinions. We're not downplaying anybody except each other. And we're here to provide you with entertainment and information. So anyway, I want to just take a moment and I want to start us off with our question of the week, question of the day, whatever you want to call it. With our question of the day, since we're going to be talking about things like consoles, I actually have, it's probably a multi-part question if you want me to be honest. So I'm a person who plays games. You guys are people who play games, right? And because I've also heard that the term gamer can be offensive to some. But as a person who plays games, could each of you tell me what's the advantage of having a console over a PC?
Anyway, what else want to start?
Honestly, I'd say convenience of power and like the immediate use of, I'd say the current next gen power dynamics. Like you can you admit, like you don't have to, unlike a PC, you don't have to spend thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars in parts to upgrade one that you already got. Just spend a couple hundred on the console and boom, done.
I mean, it's not necessarily boom done because nowadays in this day and age we have things like SSDs, which cost over $100 just for more storage, memory, whatever you want to call it.
I mean, oh yeah, that. But I mean, like as far as like immediate like usage, power usage, graphics, stuff like that.
I mean, I have an answer myself, but I'm gonna let each of you guys kind of, because I was console Andy for quite a while. Hustle, what you got?
Okay. the advantages of having a console over a PC. It's very much pop in the game. It works, and usually, like 99% of the times, you don't run into issues because sometimes there are compatibility issues with your system or a piece of hardware isn't working the way it's supposed to when you're using a PC, as opposed to like a console where it's just usually buy game or put disc in console, usually boots up. And typically, the problems usually are on the end of the software, right? It's not like an out of date driver. You never have to worry about that, or an out of date update that you need to download for your operating system. It's typically the problems that you run into are the game itself causing all the crashes.
Okay.
And I'm someone who has PC and console, so we just
Mhm.
dealt with a little issue that I was running into with that new SSD that I'm gonna have to return back and trade for something else that will hopefully not have the same issue that this one has. So
I would love to ask you what your issue is so that people who have um wait, what were you using the SSD in your computer?
yeah,
you
not
test
for my PlayStation. So
Did you test it in your PS5?
no, I would need the heatsink for that.
You don't need it, but it is definitely
I
recommended.
heard it was if you're going to, and it didn't also have to be a specific. Well,
It just has
This
to
one's
be a certain
It has
rewrite
to be
speed.
Gen 4 above, that's all.
Gen 4
Oh,
has
yeah.
a certain rewrite.
well, this
speed.
one's like Gen 4 and 5. It's a hybrid.
Yeah, it's a Gen 4, most likely.
No, mine. No, it's
the
literally.
one he bought.
It says Gen 4 and 5 on the box. It's a hybrid version of it.
Mm.
It's currently on
Well,
sale.
that might
right
be
now.
part of your problem.
That's what
be
I'm
honest with
thinking
you.
is the problem with it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. My PC's SSDs, I believe the one that came with the computer was a Gen 4, and the one
Same.
that I purchased afterwards is a Gen 3. And that's why I chose to expand the PC memory by 2 terabytes instead of expanding my console.
Yeah.
We can get into
I
that
think-
all later because there's definitely a follow-up question.
Yeah, I think my issue was, I think it's incompatibility with my motherboard, and maybe the motherboard is deciding to choose it to be Gen. It's like, oh, it's got Gen 5 hardware. It's got Gen 5 hardware in it. Yeah, we don't like this because we're a Gen 4 board only. So we're just gonna keep crashing every time you turn this on.
That sounds like it could be it.
Yeah.
Rajan, what you got?
So, I'll piggyback on what Hustle was saying. At this point, right now, it's easier, like cost of entry to get a console right now versus PC. Like, the good thing about console games for the most part, it's when it has the MSRP, it's typically not affected too much by inflation. Whereas everything in the PC market gets affected by inflation: power supplies, motherboards, memory, solid state drives, video cards.
Mhm.
Video cards especially, like if you want to get a decent one, like we were at Micro Center the other day, RTX 4080, what was that, 1100
Yes.
right now?
Yeah, it's 1100.
Craziness right now. And
I think 1100 is actually lower than retail.
hey, I bought my 980 my 3080 for 800. So it's like,
You bought a 3080 for 800.
yeah, but
Yes,
a 4080,
MSRP
but
on
a
a-
4080 is not a substantial leap over a 3080 though. That's
Well, here's the thing. So I have a 3080 as well, but a 3080 plain 3080 MSRP'd at $600. When Nvidia announced the 4080, it was $1,200,
That was wild. That was wild.
and the 4090 was $1,600. So after the chip shortage and the scalping of all of the graphics cards and the boom of all of the Bitcoin mining, etc., Nvidia decided, well, people paid the scalpers this much money. Why shouldn't they pay us? That's actually part of the problem. That's actually part of the beef that I have currently with Nvidia.
Well, that and they didn't have competition.
I mean, they had
the problem is they have competition, but they just don't even acknowledge them as competition. They just do
Right.
what they want.
I was gonna say you got AMD,
Yeah,
you got
Intel,
Intel, but that's about it. you know, as far as like your real levels of competition. So yeah, I could see that. So my answers were literally what you guys said. So barrier to entry. I pay $500, $400, $300. I have a console that can play whatever games are able to play,
Played on it.
you know, or are designed for that console. Like Hustle said, the barrier to entry, the cost to entry, the cost to play. Pardon me, is also kind of one of those things where it makes it a lot more affordable because building a console for or getting a console for $500 when Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, they all get these stripped bare bones chips, or they'll have CPUs and GPUs integrated together, and they get them just they're not fully assembled, so they don't have cases and covers and things like that. They're putting them on boards. They're assembling them. They have deals with AMD, so they're getting them at wholesale or even less than that. And so you know it makes the console more affordable. You're not going to open up a console and see you know a GPU this large. All of that is integrated right into the board, including the memory, as a matter of fact. So it does make it less expensive to start gaming. Again, the games that are made for it will run on it. Doesn't mean they'll run great, but it'll run on it. And everybody has a similar gaming experience on that said console. So if you decide that you want to run in 60 frames, 30 frames, whatever. So that was my answer to having an advantage of having a console over PC. Also, the built-in softwares and platforms enable you to quickly connect with your friends with very little technical knowledge, setup, anything of the sort. Now, part two to the question. Is there an advantage to having a PC over a console? Don't everybody jump at once. I'm going to give this one a hustle.
To me, okay. Yeah. If you were, let's see, you have a 3080, right? Correct, Tom?
Yeah.
That 3080 will have your games looking very nice for a long time. Like a very long time in comparison to, like, let's say on a console where the performance may not actually be the same. Like you may be able to play a game at like ultra 60 frames per second, whereas on a console that'll probably be locked at way lower resolution because it's usually just upscaled and not native, and it'll be running at like 30 frames per second. So you get way better performance on your PC with specs that can be comparable to that of a console, and your hardware is going to last longer too. It won't be something that's like, oh, time to upgrade. Oh wait, I gotta go get another console, the newer version of that console now. When it's your PC, you just literally just, well, I've decided I want to upgrade my graphics card a little bit. Okay, you go get a graphics card. You don't have to throw the whole PC out unless you want to decide you want to build a whole new PC. Which there are some people who are just like, well, I just want to completely do the whole thing from the ground up. Like my PC, I think is now 4 years old, but when I bought it, was very top of line anyway. That's pretty great.
I'm actually gonna interrupt you here because now going back to upsides, downsides. Sure, platform, all of that stuff will pretty much last you a long time. Now, here's where we have one small problem. So you know how you said I'm only gonna have to replace maybe one part, two parts. I don't have to go out and buy a whole new computer. Well, I bought my PC in like July of 2023, I guess. No, 2022.
No,
22.
2021, I think for you.
No, wasn't 21. 21, I spent way too much money on the camera and a MacBook. It was 2022.
Well, your first problem, you spent money on a MacBook.
Man, a MacBook, bro.
Yeah. For video recording and editing. Remember, I was doing a show.
Right.
So all of that, I needed the computer that was mobile and had the power to run editing software from what I was using previously. So now, in buying my computer at that time, Intel, AMD, they announced new hardware. So basically new processors. So now, as these new processors come out, they start a new generation, which means that going from, AM4 to AM5. So now if I want to upgrade my processor, I have to get a new motherboard, new RAM, new processor.
But you don't need to do that.
Now
It's not necessary for you. Like, all right, if you're using your PC for gaming and you got that in 2022, right?
mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming you went fairly like what? Mid-range, high range, what? Did you go budget? Did you go mid-range? Did you go like you wanted to go top of the line? What did you do?
I just told you I got a 3080, bro.
3080. Okay. What's your processor?
5900X.
Okay.
Remember,
So
at that
Ryzen
point,
9.
3080 was already 2 years old at that point, so it wasn't like top.
Yeah, the only
Wasn't
graphics
top, but
card
it's-
that was the only graphics card that was out behind it was a 3090 or above it, should I say? Only two
3090, yeah.
3090 and a 3080 Ti.
But you went with a pretty almost beefy setup.
Pretty
Right.
high end build, yeah.
Pretty high end build. You don't need to get the newest processor that comes out. That's the thing. Like that's for people. I'm gonna be real with you.
I don't need to get the newest one
brand
now.
new, like
If
brand,
I were to
like,
change to the next generation
Yeah.
later, say
brand spanking next generation shit is really only for those people who they have to have the newest tech.
right,
They have to experience the newest tech. That's only for them. At that first couple years is only for them because everything else carries you pretty well for the next couple years. So
Sure.
there isn't.
but a console's life cycle is 8 to 10, if not more.
It's less now.
Ain't it more like 5?
It's like
No.
5 or 6 now.
Well, to be determined
No.
because we had PS3 came out 2013. Sorry, PS4.
PS4 came out in
13.
2013.
And then we had new one come out 2020. So yeah, 7 years.
About
Right.
7 years, yeah. With obviously these
Was it
literal-
2013?
Pretty sure. PS4.
Remember now they come out. Well,
Yeah,
now
November 2013, and then
Okay, so
November 2020 was
2013?
PS5.
Yes. And then 2020 was PS5. But when the PS5 released, that didn't mean that was the end of the life cycle for PS4.
No.
no, but let's
No,
Here
that,
we are
that
in
life cycle
2024, and
that
they're
life cycle
just-
ended like last
They're
year.
literally just stopping the PS4 games.
But
And
here's
I don't
another
even know
thing,
if they
too.
fully did that yet.
There's a couple ones, like all the sports games still come out, and some select games are being dual released, but a lot of like other third parties are like not going to be making PS4 or Xbox.
yeah.
True.
Anymore. But going
even,
back,
even the value of the PS4 has gone dramatically down. They're like $60 now.
That's fine. But you are also talking about obsolete technology at this point because the PS5 has been out for 4 years. So
Yeah.
the PS5 is already halfway through its life cycle because we're now walking into a PS5 Pro.
Yeah, but you can still game. You can still game on obsolete technology on a PC though. Like let's say there's a game. Hold on, but let's say there's a game that's only going to come out for PS5 and you still rocking a PS4. You can't play that shit. But
Right.
someone on PC could have PS4 equivalent technology
And
or a
still
little
play
bit above
PS5.
that, and still play that same third-party game that's not
quality.
going to come to the PS4, but is on PS5 on a PC
On low quality.
on lower quality or whatever.
that all
they'll
depends. if
still
that
enjoy
bothers
it
you.
and play it.
True. But I'm saying it's possible.
I think what it comes down to is like what's the advantages to a PC? It goes beyond just gaming because let's say for a gaming standpoint, you don't need a PC to game. You don't.
Correct.
It's not a necessity. It's just if you want to get the best experience, if you got the money you're willing to spell, like shell it out, then yeah, you can get arguably the best gaming experience. But what you're getting more out of PC is just other stuff. It's easy. Like I think it's easy. It's obviously you can do video editing. You can do do video editing, use it for work, use it to start a business, like whatever, like just going like super vague extra stuff you want to go.
True.
PC stuff like that, but it's not needed for gaming. So it's like there's not really an inherent advantage to having a PC when it comes to gaming over a console.
I mean,
In my
I
opinion,
personally think that it's nice to have both, but now is it a waste of money to have both?
No, I don't
No.
think so.
I don't think so.
It's a different experience, so you can't actually compare it to being a waste of money because it's a different experience on both sides.
It depends what you're trying to play. If you're trying to play everything, because we still got exclusives that will never be on console, but we're starting to the point where we're seeing more exclusives on console,
Right.
albeit at a delay going to PC. Like God of
Like
War
look at
Ragnarok's
6
about to
Days
come
in
to PC.
Fallujah.
Yeah, God of War Ragnarok's about to come to PC in
Final Fantasy 16
3
just
weeks.
came out.
Final Fantasy 16 is like a week and a half.
It
on
just came
PC.
out actually. It says now
Yeah.
available.
Okay, yeah, I knew it was soon. I just didn't remember. But yeah, like, but you're not gonna get like most MMOs on console. Like, granted, you're getting more now. You got Final Fantasy 14. I think New World Eternum is now on console, but like, there's still no like you're still not gonna get the full MMO experience from what you want to play.
That's mostly reserved for PCs.
Yeah. Most
Like-
full MOBA.
Like look at Terra, Warframe, all of that started on PCs before it got integrated over in the consoles.
Most heavier duty MOBAs like League of Legends, Dota 2 are still only on PC. Now, granted, you got Pokemon Unite on the Switch, and then there's that Dragon Ball one coming to console. I think they said too.
Just a Dragon.
The Dragon Ball one is actually already on PC and mobile.
In
How
Japan.
did it jump
only?
to mobile before console?
I have it.
It's easier to do that for them apparently.
Wait, is it?
It's called Project Multi or something like that.
Yeah, like Dragon Ball
Project
Project
Multi?
Multi.
Yeah, it's actually
Like
pretty
the
fun.
multiverse?
Sure.
Dragon Ball Project Multi. Yeah,
It's actually pretty fun. I've been playing it a little bit.
Of
Oh,
course.
let me see.
Got it on my phone. Did you
How
say
much
of
was
course?
it? How much
Free? Nigga,
was
free.
it? Free? Oh.
It was
they
free.
ain't no cards. You ain't spend no money.
I just see. Wait, how are you playing it? I just see. I see it on Steam, but I can't like install it.
I got it on my phone.
He said,
You
got
Yeah, he said
But
mobile.
most
You
people
got
playing
it
on mobile. It's on mobile first right now. I think. In like a super closed alpha on PC.
I'm add this to my wish list though.
But yeah, tell them what you think. Is there advantage on PC?
Advantage? I
Or
mean, I don't think it's a waste of money to have both. I'm also the guy who apparently wastes money.
Wait, who said you waste
No
money?
one ever said that.
Somebody's feeling guilty. It's like, nah.
Attack.
We bust your balls, but we ain't say you waste money. Because we all waste our money. But
Honestly,
of course we
yeah.
do. It's things
But-
that we want though.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Me buying the things that I want is actually something that feels fulfilling to me, even if I never use it. Because just like how people have retail therapy, etc. Sometimes
Retail therapy.
yes,
Yeah.
going shopping.
Yeah.
Going
What is
shopping
that?
is it can provide a feeling of elation or
Oh, that's
release.
what that's
It's
called.
retail
Okay.
therapy. That's why you'll hear a lot of women say, "Oh, I want to go to the mall and just shopping." Especially when they're feeling down. Oh, you got to go shopping and just get you a little something. Buying things that bring me joy, or that could even potentially bring me joy. I'm going to touch them at some point. Whether it be something to build, something to play, something to do. Like
1,000 cases of lube.
I was finna say that's a Diddy show.
that doesn't bring me joy.
It brings somebody joy.
But touching them does.
Not me. But talking about it does. So anyway,
You knew this was gonna happen this episode.
I did. But what I will say is that I'm the guy who bought an Xbox Series S.
I don't know why you did.
PS5 Horizon. Forza Horizon 5, Halo,
I'm about to
the
say,
Xbox exclusives, Game Pass, and I did that all when I
No,
had.
I'm not saying why you got an Xbox. I'm saying why
The
the S and not the X is my question.
I didn't want to spend X money.
Because if you don't care about
the game looking at
guess.
fake 4K, then who cares?
I didn't.
I guess.
Like my TV is from 2015.
Yeah.
So like
And,
Mm.
and, Micro-
Fifty
and
frames.
Microsoft made the claim that all games that come out on Series X are coming out on Series S. So
and they are
detriment of it.
restricting game
Yeah.
makers to be making games on Series S and X.
Yeah.
So
So if you
I
ain't
knew
care
that I was
about
going to
that,
be able to do it. I didn't.
so if you ain't
Wait,
care
hold
about
on, I
that
thought-
high fidelity nonsense, then get it.
I
X.
thought
No.
Microsoft
True.
made some games that were only made to
No.
be played on the X.
No,
Mm-mm.
no, not
They-
one. People,
They said the games would look better.
yes,
Yeah.
Oh,
but to be honest with you, to me that's fake because that means that they have to spec it for the lowest model. Remember, when game developers create a game, they make it for the lowest model platform that's going to be using it, and then everything else is scaled up.
Yeah.
They don't make it for the highest and scale down.
okay.
So that means that things that come out for the PlayStation and the Series X and the Series S, they're all made for the Series S and just scaled up.
Even though there's some, although there are some games that are just like, yeah, we're not making nothing for the Xbox. That's not happening.
Oh wow. Okay.
There's been a few. There's been a
be-
few that are just like, we're not doing it.
Because Microsoft
be
said to make
wrong.
it for one, you got to make it for both.
Yep.
I could I just looked it up. Okay, hold on. Let me look at this before I even say it because it's
I believe we talked about this too, but you know, there are times where you know you're not able to be present, so you might have missed that conversation.
yeah, probably.
Which also goes to show that you don't actually listen to us.
I see.
No,
Citizen Sleeper 2,
I
Star
see.
Wars Vector.
What the hell is
Citizen
that?
Sleeper 2, Star Wars Vector is a sequel to one of is confirmed to be an Xbox Series X console exclusive and will be available on Game Pass on day one.
okay.
Why though?
Because Microsoft.
Yeah. That answers it. Because
But additionally,
How was that an answer?
I also got a Series S because I actually still had a PlayStation already. So this is back before I bought my PC upgrade. You know, I already had a PlayStation 5. So anything that I wanted to play in high fidelity, if it came out on both consoles, I was going to play it on my PlayStation 5. So I just used the Series S for, you know, Game Pass and stuff like that. And then when I got my PC, I stopped using the Series S and just
use Game Pass on the PC.
yeah,
yeah.
that's literally how it worked. So, you know, my Series S is somewhere else where somebody else is going to be able to get a little bit out of it. But
Oh, you sold it?
meantime, no, it's just, you know, I let somebody else use it for now.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say I would have just gave it away.
That's my money.
It's called pressing somebody.
If they
He's not gonna
wanted
give
it,
away
if
something
they,
he paid
if they
$300.
wanted it, they would have had it. It's like,
That is true. Yeah.
You're going to pay for it in some way, shape, or form.
All right, Diddy, calm
Nothing's
down.
free. Nothing's free.
Bro,
nothing's free at the Diddy party.
bro.
Man.
Even then, that ain't free. You gotta sell your soul.
Yeah, basically.
I'm just saying that's
it
how it is. So you know,
Guess every room has their own bottle.
Yeah, right. Get slippery with 1,000 bottles.
Get slippery.
1,000 bottles of lube on the wall. 1,000 bottles.
so
of lube.
anyway,
Get swifty.
we are going to transition into, you know, our next topic. And with our next topic, what we're gonna actually talk about is consoles. So
Oh God.
the overlying question is: are consoles dying out, or are they becoming larger than ever? Essentially, what I mean by this is like this. So, PlayStation 5 Pro just got announced like last week, right? Boom. So we get an announcement for PS5 Pro. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, they're improving the graphics and such on PS5," right? Cool. Then we also have the ever overlying threat or promise or whatever you want to call it of a Nintendo Switch successor. I mean, at this point, it feels like it's about time. because Nintendo releases their consoles at a lower, let's say, power ratio than
I'd say so for the
their
Switch, yeah.
competition.
Yeah.
So it feels like it's about time, because when it came out, it already felt obsolete.
Yeah.
It already felt less powerful than its competitors. So now it's out. It's here. Like, the Switch is here. It's been here. And if you've ever played a Switch, if you've ever tried to play a game online, like Smash Brothers or
Platoon.
Splatoon, Mario Kart. I'm trying to figure out the actual good games on the Switch that are online.
Pokemon.
Sure. So if you've ever played an online game on a Switch, if you ever played a game on a Switch, you'll notice that a lot of times when Pokemon comes out, they usually say, "Oh, the graphics are trash. The grass is terrible. Why doesn't Game Freak actually do better? Blah blah blah. We got so many other games that actually have better graphics, and they're just being lazy." Like, that's actually a big talk very often. You know what I'm saying? So now with the Switch console on the horizon, with the PlayStation 5 Pro coming out, with whatever Xbox is going to do with the revamping of their console, I just wanted to kind of dig into the health of console gaming. When the PS5 and the Xbox Series were announced, they actually released there was a massive rush for people to go out and pre-order these, and like the pre-orders were sold out day one, like same day, if not the next day or whatever. The stores released pre-orders early. It was one of those things where it was like, all right, I need to get my hands on a pre-order. And then when the pre-order sold out and the game consoles came, you okay? Token, you good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Why would I not be?
You tell me.
Yeah.
I was so confused. I'm like, he's cooking, and then just stop. What happened?
I'm sorry. So anyway,
Yeah, I was like, what?
I am cooking. My bad. Let me get back to the kitchen. All right. So yes, the PS5 came out in COVID, Serenity. And like essentially it was 2020. So essentially 2019, 2020, like we got that announcement during COVID. So boom, everybody needed some kind of entertainment. Now everybody's rushing out. Even when the Nintendo Wii, the Nintendo Switch, anything Nintendo puts out, they're like, oh my God, we got to go get this. Best-selling systems for quite a while, usually when they come out, to the point where they're always out of stock. Now, with the upcoming consoles and the way the gaming landscape has been shaping up for these upcoming titles, like, do we really think that the next wave of consoles will be as in demand as the PS5 and the Xbox Series when they came out? Like, at this point, there's no more COVID. There's nothing holding you up. There's nothing that is creating an intense demand for people to stay in the house. Like, people are not on lockdown anymore. And without that feeling of being trapped, I'm in the house, I get to play my PlayStation, whatever. Like, are people actually sitting in the house, being stationary and gaming the same way that they did? Is mobile the next wave? You know what I'm saying? Like, are consoles dying out, or is there a way for us to is there a way we could actually say that consoles are bigger than ever?
I don't think the next wave of consoles is going to have that. Well, except I should say with the caveat, the Switch 2 is going to sell like gangbusters. That's kind of a given.
Somehow Nintendo does that. I don't know.
Yeah, no matter what, the Switch 2 is going to sell like gangbusters.
It's a combo of things.
And I think we're going to get some kind of announcement soon, because I feel like it wouldn't make sense to potentially announce it to come out early spring next year, because March next year will be 8 years since Switch came out. So I feel like that's a good time to try and release the successor. But I can't see the PlayStation 6, or I also can't potentially. I know, like, I think I've said this on a previous episode. I'm not sure if we're going to get another Xbox console. To be perfectly honest, I don't know if we're going to get another one.
I've been saying the same thing, honestly.
Like, I can see if they're making a PlayStation 6, but at this point, like, PlayStation 5 games, I don't think can really look much better until we get better game engines. Like,
right. Let me ask you this: since you said that, you don't think that we're going to get another Xbox console? Where does Xbox get their money from?
It's not from the consoles.
It's not from they get
right
it from Game Pass, don't they?
Yeah.
Right now, Game Pass and all their subsidiaries right now.
And then studios that they own, etc. So wouldn't it make sense, right? And this is me thinking. Wouldn't it make sense if you were to take your games, you still have Game Pass that can go on PC. Now they're adding it so that you can put it on TVs, like you know what I'm saying? Like you can
get a Fire Stick bundle for it.
Yeah, like you can literally
right
get a Fire Stick bundle and do Game
for
Pass
less than
on that,
100.
which creates a very, very, very easy barrier of entry. Because how much is a Fire Stick? $25?
Yeah, like I saw the bundle I saw.
You can get yourself a Fire Stick and Game Pass.
The bundle I saw that had Game Pass, a controller, and an Amazon Fire Stick, I believe was like less than 100.
Exactly. And then on top of that, you're still putting Game Pass on your Fire Stick. You can still do PC Game Pass, and then you let Sony sell your stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you basically
doesn't that sound like it increases your revenue?
Yeah, your net revenue basically, if not doubles, it. Jesus Christ!
Here's
without you having to take the L, because remember, console makers take an L on console for the first at least 5 years.
Yeah, because it costs more to build all those consoles and with all those contracts,
and there's never been
all that shipments.
There's never been a Xbox that's actually made there's never been an Xbox that's made them profit. You can go look that up. That is the truth. They've never made profit off the actual Xbox.
I didn't know that actually.
Never.
That is probably a fact. Sony's made profit and Nintendo has made profit.
Yeah.
But Microsoft,
they never have. They've always sold at a loss.
V-Tone said, "I'm finna make them rich." I better get boy, I'm telling you, y'all steal my idea and y'all saw this. I promise you, I want a piece.
Yeah, article for 2020.
Hey, what's up, Serenity?
Xbox hardware. Crazy.
Yeah, so the profit margins on consoles is relatively low. So where are you profiting from? You got to be profiting.
Yeah, you can literally get a Fire Stick for like super cheap. Sorry,
yeah, no, I'm just saying that's probably why you have them pushing all of these studios.
Because here's the thing, Microsoft is a publisher. They're not a hardware developer anymore. They become a publisher because they bought other publishers.
When were they actually a hardware developer? When did they not outsource their hardware development to something else?
No, that's true. But think of it. It makes zero sense for me to have all these studios that I now have and former publishers that I now own. And I'm producing consoles that cost way more money than no. That's dumb.
Yet somehow in my news every week almost it feels like I'm seeing news that Microsoft has had more layoffs in their gaming division. Microsoft has laid people off
as of the merger too.
Microsoft laid off more people than Amazon.
Yeah, no, that was insane.
Yeah, I fear for my friends who work within Microsoft at this point. Same. How long before we find out that my friends in Microsoft don't work there any longer? It's scary.
Yeah. It's an unstable business right now for them.
And yet the gaming market and the gaming landscape is not unstable. People are still being entertained.
Yeah.
Which means the reason why they're being laid off is because of
there's record profits
within the company. There's other reasons within the company that they're laying off workforce.
And so where is our problem? It's not within game development. And if it is within game development, all right, cool. Like you have a bunch of studios. Sure. They just tried to close down a studio that made Hi-Fi Rush, and Hi-Fi Rush was highly successful.
Thankfully they got
and now available on PlayStation. And then they sold off the studio. So at this point, where is it that they can recoup some of that money so that they're in the green, so that they can hire more people, so that they can keep cranking out the good games that we know that Microsoft can make?
They want the money to come. They want the money to come from Game Passes. That's where they want the money to come from.
Yeah,
and that's not a mistake. Because think about it like this: if I paid you $70 for every game that you develop, right? So if I paid you $70 for every game, I'm paying you $70, I get the game forever. But if I paid you $70, if I paid you $20 every month, right? So one game is going to net you $20 every month for a year.
Mm-hmm.
That's $240. If all I ever played on Game Pass is that one game, I paid you $240 for one game instead of 70.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not only that, but not only that, let's do in also the math too of you not being the only person thinking the same way, and now you have 5 people who are paying $20 a month.
Right.
And by the end of the year, you made a whole lot more than just that one person who bought that $70 game, which the other people would maybe not have wanted to pay $70 for that game in the first place. Mathematically, it makes more sense to just go the route of pushing Game Pass and becoming a full-on publisher. Like you'll make way more money just getting out of the console game and becoming a publisher. It makes more sense, at least to the board of directors and investors.
And then also,
go ahead.
I was going to say also, if you go the route of Game Pass, right, and you go the route of a publisher, you don't have to think about how many people, or you don't have to think about publishing disc versions of games because you don't have to worry about the consoles. They're buying the Amazon, they're buying a Fire Stick, and they're doing Game Pass. They're playing on TVs, they're downloading the games. You don't have to worry about the production costs of doing CDs. You don't have to worry about trying to pay all these different like GameStop and anybody else who's housing your CDs, people coming in and buying them. It's a lot of money that companies have to put into in making all of these game discs and all this cover art and all of that. Heck, most of that can go into like Founders Day packages when you buying the game or when you're doing Game Pass.
First, whoa. You just said something about DLCs and Founders Day package. Whoa, now, calm down, Jamal. Hold on. We never said Game Pass was going to give away extra stuff. We said
no.
No, wait. I'm just saying they would be able to afford
the money.
They would be able to afford it though. Like, you're not worried about your
cost. No, but they can afford it. Crazy.
Whoa.
Hold on. No, wait. Normally, I would roast Token, but he does have a point. Okay,
he does. But at the same time,
wait. On Game Pass, whatever game you install, it seems like the DLC for that game is super discounted while it's on Game Pass.
Usually.
Yep.
Yeah, there's usually like a couple. I think it's like,
or if you want to purchase the license to the game, it's at a discounted price.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, like
it's usually discounted at around 13%, I think.
Yeah, any game that's currently on Game Pass right now, I believe that any DLC for it is usually, I think, like 10% off or something like that.
Okay, so
10, 15, something, one or the other. It doesn't matter. It's
a
discount.
I'm looking right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like $1 off. Like I'm looking at the DLC right now for Farming Simulator.
That DLC money.
Yeah.
Let's not.
I mean, they will. They will.
10% off is what the amount is.
It looks like it varies per game, but because like the Crash Bandicoot, like I got Game Pass over now. The Crash Bandicoot Insane Collection, that's like 60% off right now.
Okay.
Doom 1 and 2 is 20% off. Like Nick All-Star Brawl is like, damn, that's like 60% off too. Like this is like looking at the prices if you were gonna buy it through the Xbox app, even if you have Game Pass. So
if you have something in like, all right, so I'm looking. So as for the DLC and stuff, right? So I'm looking at like Farming Simulator, and I'm looking at like the discount that you get for the DLC. It's like 10% off with Game Pass. So you don't have to buy the actual game, but you can still buy any DLC that you want at a super low discount. Well, not super low, but 10% off.
If you think about that in a lifelong kind of aspect, if I'm gonna pay for Game Pass, I'm basically guaranteed, like, especially if I'm like playing on the TV, I got it with the Fire Stick and whatnot, the bundle. I'm gonna be able to play this game regardless. As long as I pay my Game Pass, I'm gonna be able to play this game regardless. If I pay for the DLC,
That's until they remove it from Game Pass. Remember that Game Pass
True.
has a life cycle. So
True,
games
true.
will be on
You're
Game
right.
Pass for, say, a year or 7 months or something like that. Now, looking at the comments, we also have, hey, we were renting movies from Blockbuster every 3 days or every week. There was a point where I had a Blockbuster membership where I could go and rent unlimited games. You know what I'm saying? There were
True.
games that I had beaten within 6 to 8 hours, and so I was just going back and getting another one. I was like, I'm gonna make the most out of this membership. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
that must have been towards the end of their life cycle.
It was. It very much so was.
Yeah, that's why.
Very much so was. And there was a Blockbuster video right down the street from my mother's house. So literally, I just had to hop in my car, go like 2 minutes down the road. Bam! I'm returning this Ghostbusters game because I just rented it today. I beat it today, so now I'm getting another one. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they had on the shelves, just gonna pick it up and bring it back. And then Serenity said that Game Pass just gifted her free Overwatch skins. I mean,
Which is dope.
Granted, cool.
Hold on, let me go check.
But at the same time, like,
new season.
You're gifting me free skins in a free game. It's kind of.
Listen, I just want that Arthur skin for Reinhardt. That's all I really want.
Okay, so when you think about it like that, gifting free skins, the free game, it's a free
you
to play
get
game. The skins themselves aren't free.
Well,
yeah. All right. So look at like League of Legends and Valorant. Them heroes ain't free, bro.
They basically
you gotta put some time in.
As long as you level up, put some time in,
or some money,
you get free currency. You never have to worry about it. You get free currency just from playing.
Who gonna put that? Like a casual like me ain't gonna put that amount of time in. I want to be able to access all of the heroes, bro.
That's why
Yeah.
That's why Game Pass is a big advantage for League of Legends.
I'm a casual.
Yeah, and Valorant
I own
too.
every single champ. And
First of all, hold on. Let me correct you right there, right here and now. You are not a casual, sir. The only 3 games that you play are League of Legends, Call of Duty, and maybe a third one just because, something like Wuthering Waves. And those games, when you play them not just once a week or something like that. No, you play them daily for multiple hours a day. When you look at your League of Legends level and it says 264 or above, you're not a casual.
Token don't play new games.
Hold on. Hey.
Token don't play new games.
I do play new games.
No, you
First of all,
don't.
my level is 442. So
Wait, Token,
yeah.
Have you played Space Marine 2 yet?
Have I played what?
Space Marine 2 yet?
I don't even own it.
What new games have you played this year?
Wuthering Waves.
Wuthering Waves. Well, other than the fact that I did buy a Switch and I've just been buying almost a game every doggone week.
So going by,
is that really a console at this point?
So just going by.
Hey, it is. I can play it at work. I can't take my computer to work.
So just going by
But you
Tones
can take your phone.
I'm only level 259 in League, so I'm a casual.
Yeah.
He's level 259, and that's after like 14 years.
Yeah, I don't do ranked and normals no more. So
I barely do ranked.
I'll still whoop anyone's ass in the chat though.
I mean, he's not wrong. I suck at League, so
I am a casual. I'm nowhere near even level 100. Like, I just get along well enough for me to be able to have fun. Like, they got a new TFT PvE mode. That looks like it's fun.
It is.
And the only way that I actually know that there's a PvE mode in TFT is because I was watching a YouTube video the other day. How do you know? Oh, because you were on it.
Hey, ain't nobody ask you all that. All I gotta say is, all right, I enjoy the games that I play, especially one because not just because they're free to play, but because they bring me enough enjoyment or more than enough enjoyment and elation to be like, yeah, this is something I can play every day. And it's not too often as an adult like bots. Now.
Hold on. As I clutch my pearls because you said elation. Wow.
Good word. Good vocabulary.
Word of the day, ladies.
God, very demure.
Very demure.
What the fuck?
That man to play League of Legends every day. That is his. When I come home, I hug my wife. I go in my room. I lock the door. I play League and become a filthy sweaty. And then once I get up, I shower and I go to bed. Leave me alone.
Okay, so first off, all right, when I first get home, I play DMZ. and then a little
All
bit
right,
of
so I read them for filth
Okay, all
anyway.
right. So he
But
switches
yes,
that up.
I play League, and I play some Pokemon, and then I'll probably play some Solo Leveling on my phone, and then read manhwa.
Wait, DMZ is still active
Yes.
Yes, they're actually coming out with a DMZ 2.0 next year.
for
The
Black
fact
Ops
that you
6?
know that, you have brought us some news.
Yeah, they're the only reason why they stopped DMZ, well, they didn't stop DMZ, they stopped doing updates and doing anything further with DMZ was because DMZ was a platform, code-wise, was a platform for them to do one of their other modes. And then once they got that off the ground, they were like, all right, whatever's on DMZ now, it's there. The same glitches, the same bot actions. They don't even do any more seasonal things with DMZ like
Billion-dollar corporation,
Halloween
y'all.
or Christmas. None of that. All that's gone.
Multi-billion-dollar corporation, y'all. With over
They
thousands of
literally
people in the studio can't dedicate their time to like update a fucking game mode.
they literally left DMZ in a corner.
Yeah,
The mode is right there.
bro,
in
they
the
dropped
left
that shit.
corner.
They dropped that
and was
shit, and it's like,
yeah, if they like, if you play it, you play it. If you don't, so here's other things.
no, they
Also,
dropped that. They dropped that shit, and just like, here's Modern Warfare 3. Enjoy. There you go.
Yeah,
Get back to
matter of fact,
Warzone.
they actually disconnected DMZ from the rest of Call of Duty. Your guns and experience don't translate over to any other mode with your characters, nor do your skins, nor do your missions or your
Glad I stopped playing Modern
attachments.
Warfare 2 right now.
Like they completely just disconnected it.
They don't care. Yeah, I was like, they don't care about any.
They stopped
time
they
you
stopped
spend
caring.
in it.
No,
At this point, I'm
If
honestly
it ain't
wondering
Warzone, they don't
what
give a
they're gonna
fuck.
do. Yeah, I'm starting to wonder what they're really gonna do with like DMZ 2.0. Like, what's the actual plan? Because the way you full stopped on DMZ, and then you were like, "Oh, we're gonna give y'all DMZ 2.0." You stopped caring about your first child, and you're like, "Hey, let's make another one."
Oh, we got an echo.
where's that echo coming from?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was. Yeah,
Oh,
it
is
was,
it me?
probably, but it was like you really the
Okay.
way they did that is just like,
I was gonna say
I'll
they would
play it.
stop doing that if y'all would stop giving them money.
Hold on.
Stop
Hold on.
buying.
Here's the
Call of
thing though,
Duty.
like you can't you don't even spend money on DMZ anymore, like at all. Now, unless you mean
you
Call
mean
of
after they
Duty
sold,
as a
after they sold them
franchise,
game-breaking skins that came with perks for DMZ, the pay to win
I ain't gonna lie,
skins,
it was
again,
the pay to win skins. Yeah,
again,
with the
that
boy
people still
skins, the Nicki
supported.
Minaj skin, the Snoop Dogg skin, the what's his?
I mean, at this
what's
point, you got to
all
stop
with
putting in
that?
celebrity skins because if a celebrity goes
It's
rogue
turning
and
into
does something
Fortnite.
crazy,
Yeah, they remove it.
you know, Tim the Tap Man.
Yeah, Tim the Tap Man, that's his name. What's the dude? With
No,
the rat?
no. They removed
rat head.
Nick Merck's skin, and then Tina Tatman was like, "That's my friend."
What I'm
You
saying
gotta
is,
remove
if
my
somebody
skin,
goes
too."
rogue, what if Nicki
Well, his-
Minaj went out and did a Kanye tomorrow?
I mean, she
She always
technically did.
doing that.
She
Have you not seen
Technically
her?
did a
Twitter?
while ago, but they just give her a pass for some reason.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is true.
So anyway,
I mean,
now,
she even
moving-
roasts every female artist she ever worked with. So
now, all right, now.
I was going off, marrying the like registered sex offender, but that's just
Yeah, there's that. Yeah,
oh,
yeah. No, you ain't even gotta go alleged with that. That's like public.
It's not alleged.
knowledge.
I
It's-
said
yeah.
I said registered. I didn't say alleged.
Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah,
you said
we ain't got.
alleged.
I was, yeah. Cause no, sometimes.
Oh,
they
yeah,
feel like that here, but
So could we see a decline in consoles over the next couple of generations due to the availability of games on our phones, or the accessibility that people have from using things like phones, tablets, mobile gaming devices, mobile PCs like Steam Deck, Switches? Is the Switch going to stay mobile, or are we going to get a Nintendo console that's actually stationary and home built?
if Nintendo's smart, they'll keep it mobile.
They'll keep it mobile
But
because,
if they
like,
keep it
even-
mobile, then how are they gonna you got to remember when it comes to mobile gaming, you got to balance things like battery versus graphics versus power consumption and things of that nature.
I mean, well,
if
again, I don't have a
and
Steam
everything
Deck.
gets smaller
compact.
too.
I don't have
like,
a Steam
hardware
Deck or
gets
ROG
smaller and more
Ally, so I
powerful.
can't compare the power of that to the Switch. So,
Yeah, but I'm not talking about the actual Switch. I'm talking about the Switch 2 or whatever they call
well,
it.
that's what I mean. Like,
Right.
I don't have anything that's comparable to it. I just have a Switch. So I don't know how the ROG Ally its power. I don't know the Steam Deck's power. So I don't know if that's like a good balance.
I
of,
can
like,
tell you that a Steam Deck will die before a Switch does.
No, I'm talking about
Mhm.
graphical performance and all that stuff.
Uh-huh. I can tell you that we can hold them side by side and I can show you.
I'm saying, like, does the Steam Deck look better than the Switch?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
By
Yeah.
far.
It outperforms it by at
By
least
far.
fivefold.
Okay.
Like
It's only some games
But
you're
the-
gonna see be better on the Switch than.
But
Okay.
the downside,
But
the
that's
downside of
the
that
Steam Deck-
is because of all the power that Steam Deck can produce, as far as graphics, audio, all of that performance, it destroys the battery. Like it,
it's a couple hours.
Yeah, you got like what 3.5?
But imagine this. So we can Steam Deck Baldur's Gate.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That wasn't compatible with nothing like the Switch. The Switch isn't strong enough.
Mm-mm.
What's that Marvel game that came out that Loon was playing for a ton of
Alliance?
time? No, the actual real Marvel game. Marvel Midnight Suns.
Oh yeah, Midnight Suns.
Okay. Yeah.
Midnight Suns. Like Midnight Suns is actually like a strong game, and yet it's not on the Switch. We got Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which was a Switch exclusive, and kind of felt scaled down in comparison to 2. Even so, like I know that Nintendo does a lot to try to make sure that we can get the most out of their battery, or that we can get the most out of their console while not taking too much of a hit to our graphical fidelity or the performance or anything like that. But when it comes to things like VRAM, if you look at the Switch, Tears of the Kingdom is a 30 frames per second 720p game.
Unfortunately,
And there were people, actually it's not even 30 frames per second, it's 24.
Damn.
And if you actually
Was
try
it really?
to,
Because it looks smooth when you play it.
it can peak at 30, but usually hover around like 20, 30, 24.
Oh.
remember that 24 frames per second is actually what we watch live TV.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Which
you got
that works for TV,
Yeah.
because I've seen movies at 60 frames per second, and I ain't gonna hold you, I kind of want to throw up. You know, I was like, "Whoa!"
What?
It's hard to watch because
Because it looks like butter on a screen.
Our bodies have literally been trained to just look at 24 frames our whole lives, and then we would like look at like 60. It looks like it looks alien. Like it doesn't look right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
like
try that today. I'm gonna try that tonight.
life is in 60 frames, but if you like, I tried to watch, what was it? Was it Avengers? It was Avengers in 60 frames per second. I was like, I'm gonna throw up.
Puke, bro. You're gonna puke.
Was it like was it because of the fluid, like fast paced?
Yeah,
movement?
dude, it was a part where Iron Man's flying through Manhattan. I'm like, oh god, no.
You really got actually disoriented?
Yes, that final battle at 60 frames per second is insane on your
definitely
eyes.
trying that now. I'm definitely trying that.
Have
Yeah,
fun.
but all right. So what about actual phone games? Like we spend more time on our phones than anything else. Our phones are connected to us at all times, and when they die,
Right.
we literally are relying on our phones to be with us. So
I mean, I'll be gaming on my phone like that, but
I
some-
typically don't either. I
Yeah.
have like 1 or 2 games that I've been playing on my phone for like years. Like League of Legends Wild Rift never leaves my phone, but I don't play it all the time because I'm still a casual. But like there's a game called Dislight that I've been playing on my phone for years.
I do love Dislight.
Every time that I delete Dislight, for some reason, Coop drags me back in, and then he shows me all of the new stuff, all of the new characters, and all.
And
the
you go
new
right back in
roles,
it.
and I get sucked right back in it, and like then I just beat all the content all over again, and I'm like,
And then
all
you
right,
take
I'm
a break?
done. Yep, then I do it again.
Yep,
Delete it
yep.
from my phone for about 6 months to a year.
That's dope.
So yeah.
It's dedication though. I like that though. It's dedication.
It's not even dedication. It's just that every time I put it back on my phone, because he'd be like, "Hey, yo, Tone, look at this. Hey, yo, they got this, they got this, they got this, they got this."
But
they
you
got
never
this.
tell him
I was
no
like,
though. You never
and then
tell
he'll
him
go,
no.
and then he'll go, "Look what I just built. Look how I just built my Esper. Look, I'm beating this stage. Blah
Coop,
blah
he
blah."
wants you to get
And
back
I'm
into
just like,
Dislight. And you got to tell him no.
You're describing a drug dealer.
No.
You got to tell him no.
And I'll be like, you
That's
know
why
what,
I told
man?
you it's
And I
dedication.
tell them straight up, I'll be like, you know what, man? I'm not even gonna go back. I'm not going back. I'm done. I'm done with this light. I'm good.
Bro, it sounds
not
like
going
you're
back.
in
And then, like,
rehab.
he sent me, like videos and pictures, and I just be like, man, let me
Bro,
just
it sounds
download
like
it.
you hanged out with this one bad influence.
No, I'm gonna just
friend,
download it, and I'm gonna
fight
look
his addiction.
and see what I got.
I think,
And then I'm not gonna play, and then eventually I end up playing.
Hear me
Yeah,
out.
you slide, you slip.
Hear me
He was
out.
like, God, man, I was 5 months sober.
Hear me out. Low key, I think you have a gambling addiction. like, yo, dead ass. I think you have a gambling addiction. You just don't realize it.
I mean, buying packs of cards is basically gambling.
Dead ass. Am I?
Wait,
Yeah.
wait, hold on.
Low-key-
Most of the
it's
games you
low-key
play are
gambling.
gotchas, right?
All right, so let me. I like gacha games on my phone. Yes.
See?
I do not like spending money on gacha games on my phone. I'm gonna tell you that straight up.
But do you though?
You don't have to spend money to gamble. It's the whole actual process, like
The game
it's
of
the feel
chance.
of it. Yeah,
Right.
it's the game of chance.
Now, but this is what I'm saying. It's not an addiction because I won't actually go beyond what I'm like. All right, like I'll sit here and I'll play the game and I'll get whatever I can and I'll just roll for free if I need to roll for free. But I'm not like going for anything in specific. Even when I get cards, very often, like a set. Shit, we just had a set come out. I'm not kidding. We just had a set come out last Friday.
Kill Toby.
Y'all gonna ask me how many boxes I bought? How many different packs of cards I bought?
How many?
I mean,
One box.
One box.
Nigga, you bought a box, not a pack.
Because you don't buy packs. Packs are sold dead.
Oh, wait, how many
I bought
packs
a
come in a
box so
box?
that I could have
How many packs come in a box? Like 10?
24.
Cool. Shit.
That is
Nigga,
not-
come
$5
on,
a
man.
pack.
You're not
You buy a booster box. Like we don't buy single packs.
a casual person who's playing the game, who's collecting
No.
those games.
Let me tell you that I've seen that casual people who collect by cases.
Bro, who are these people?
Sir.
Bro,
Sir,
I can bring you into this world.
That's not casual.
That's not
That's
casual.
not-
What I'm saying, I'm like, yo, they're like, yo, I just want to collect. I'm like, bro, you just spent $1,000, $1,200 on a case.
Bro, you're not a casual either. You
I just
bought
need-
a
I
I'm
just-
box.
not casual.
I
I'm a
just need a
competitive
little-
player.
I just need a little hit. That's all. I just need a little hit.
Okay,
No.
look,
So-
listen. I think casual players are people who buy packs,
Don't want to
and
break.
then people who buy boxes, and then people who buy cases.
So let me back you up right there. Just so I can clarify, because a pack has 12 cards in it,
Yeah.
Okay,
right? You
Mhm.
can't build anything, you can't play with 12 cards. A deck is 50.
okay. If you already have a deck,
If you already
That's
have a
one thing.
deck,
yeah, you can just buy packs.
listen. You don't buy packs to build decks. You buy singles. You buy exactly the cards you need.
We're
Because-
going by how it's supposed to be.
Because I'm going to tell you, because, and here's why I get a box. This way, when I get a box, I'm guaranteed pretty much to have just about a play set of everything common and uncommon. The rares I
Okay.
can usually get 2 to 3 of in one box, and super rares I'll get one of maybe close to each of them.
Didn't it say first step is denial?
What?
Like this is
I'm telling you
literally
why I buy a box.
no. This conversation that we're having is literally the conversation that you would have with an addict, where first you start denying that you have a problem.
And
I
then
mean,
you
yeah,
and
what
then
you're
you try to
doing right
use
now.
logic to explain the
I never said
problem.
I didn't have a problem. I just don't have a problem.
Wait,
You have a problem.
What?
do you mean?
It's not a problem. I'm a competitive player. So
That's what an act would say. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
You know, I just
no.
pump a little coke every now and then. Like,
No.
bro, I got it more than magic cards.
So
bro, you
I
are
don't
an
have
addict.
a problem. What I know people who have a problem. They'd be like, oh, I need another one. I need another one. And I'm like, bro, you don't need another one. Like,
All right.
what are you
My
looking
question
for?
is, when was the last time you bought that box? When you bought that box?
I didn't say you weren't a functioning
Friday.
addict.
Yeah, there's this between functioning. I'm
I just told you
Functioning alcoholic.
Friday.
You're like,
A new
look,
set came out Friday. I got my box
All right.
Listen.
So before that, what was the box before that?
If
3
we're gonna
months
go-
ago.
If we're gonna compare your addiction to something, right? You would basically be like the guy who works in an office in the 80s and does some coke on the weekends. That's what you would be. You're not the
That's
guy
casual.
who
That's
lost
what matters.
everything and
That's
is like
moonlighting, basically.
doing lines every night in the nightclubs and shit.
In the bathrooms.
In the
Off some girl,
bathrooms and shit.
off some girl's purse.
No,
because
I'm
she's
talking
your
about the
dealer.
guy who's like down on his luck doing it off the sink. That's
Oh,
not
God.
you. You're the,
Wait, no.
you're the-
First
you're
of all,
the-
the guy who did it on the sink ain't down on his luck. The guy who's in the stall doing it off the toilet, he's
Oh,
down
yeah,
on his
no,
luck.
yeah.
We're
he's
not
off-
we're not
he's down
we're
on
not
his luck.
going this far into this conversation. Finish asking me your question, Token. The last time I bought boxes before that?
All right, so the last time you bought yours was Friday, and then the one before that was 3 months.
That's
Yes.
true. Everyone does have to.
We got a set every 3 months.
So you got wait, so you buy a box every set?
As a competitive player, yes, I want to update my decks. So
So
that I can continue to
how is competitive player in your mind also casual?
Not.
I didn't say I was
He
casual.
didn't say he was casual. He said it like
Yeah,
3
he,
I
times.
never
he
said
said
I
he's
was
not
casual.
casual.
Thank God.
He said he's not casual. He's already established he's not casual. So he's
No.
working on it. He's working
I'm
on.
out here trying to compete.
So okay,
in,
so we're establishing that he's past casual,
yes,
but just borderline of addict or at addict.
Yeah, I'd say
Borderline
functioning addict.
teetering. Okay, all right.
Because the
Okay.
niggas
I'm
that spend
1000% locked in. I'm gonna tell you that straight up, right off
the
the
niggas,
nose.
the niggas that spending whole
No, I'm not even
paychecks.
kidding. When I say that I'm locked in, so I've already
Yeah.
competed in what's
Yeah.
considered a treasure cup. I'm already signed up for regionals for October and November, and I'm gonna try to go to nationals in January.
Yeah, and that's like he's not as bad as the guys who are literally spending thousands of dollars on cards. Like when you spending whole paychecks on
Well, let
cards,
me also say
and
this.
possibly taking out loans, that's a problem.
I
So,
I
let me
wholeheartedly
also
do
say
not
this.
believe that there are people who do this. I will
There
refuse,
are,
bro.
there are. I know
I
people
refuse to
who are
believe that
buying.
there are guys who are
If
putting
I just told you that there are
loans
people who buy cases, not singular cases. There are literally people right now who have cases reserved for OP13. My guy, we're in 8.
out. Oh, good God.
Mm-hmm.
They are literally at the end of next year. We get 4 a year.
Bro, if
We
you
are in
reserved it
8.
already and
Yes.
you got
Not
3
only
more
did
to
they
go,
reserve it, they reserved 5 cases and paid for them.
And they ain't getting them shits for a long time, too. That's the thing to remember.
And they have
man.
multiple cases even before that. Never,
Oh,
never, 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 never discount what people will do when they actually enjoy something or when they're full on all the way in.
Wee.
I couldn't
not
do it.
there.
You 1,000% locked in. These dudes are
I couldn't do it. man.
booger sugar crazy.
That's
You
that's
What's the pop?
insane.
Okay, answer me this.
Yes.
How much is one case? Like how much?
case?
Yes.
A case is hold on. When we're not in Scalper City, a case is going to be roughly about $1,300. $1,200 to $1,300.
Whoa!
Woo! Oh my god!
Oh
That's more
my
than people's rent,
God!
depending on the region they live in.
Wait,
But,
and
like-
you said that some people are reserving 5 at a time?
Bro, that's
Multiple
more than
cases.
someone's car payment.
There was a guy who I saw that was reporting a scammer because he didn't get his cases that he ordered, and the man had prepaid $8,900
Well,
on
I could
product.
buy a new motorcycle with that.
What the fuck?
Oh my God!
$8,900 on some cards?
Yes,
Cards?
Boy,
because they're trying to pull mangas and they're trying to pull this and they're trying to pull that. I'm gonna also be clear. Just because we look at it as, oh, y'all are doing this on some cards, nationals, our first set of nationals in America just happened this past weekend. And at our first set of nationals, people go out there, they play, they compete, and they trade whatever they have and get other stuff like that. But some of the like top 4, top 8, top 16, they get things like uncut sheets. So that's literally a sheet of a whole bunch of different cards that's not cut, not completed, or whatever. That uncut sheet sells for about $17,000
Listen, I've been
Wait,
trying
how
to
do you
justify
even
the
get
price
that?
of buying.
How do you
by
even
winning.
get
Listen,
By winning.
8,900 is crazy. I've been trying to justify why
And,
I bought a
and to
collector's
be
edition
honest
of the
with
game.
you, they sell. Come on now. When I first started this, I was looking at people like, "Hey, yo, I don't know what y'all got going on." A dude said he was going for a master set, right? Of what came out when I first started.
I gotta
And-
see how some of these guys live.
And when I tell
Me
you
too.
that he was going for a master set, he was buying this stuff on TikTok, and it was one of those live rip things. So not only was he paying 1.5 times what the box was supposed to be, but he was buying 10 at a time and having it ripped live and just said, throw away all the bulk. I just want the hits.
what?
It's ridiculous.
So you're opening 244 cards. You're keeping 3 hits out of each box.
And they're
telling them to throw the rest of it away.
1.5 times the market price.
Yep, they were paying at that point
Over
probably
$500.
no, they were paying probably $180 a box. So $1,800 for like 10 boxes.
I gotta see how these guys live. I have to.
Yeah, we're still talking about cards.
Like,
So
where
and then
These
on
dudes
top of
don't
that,
live in apartments, Hustle.
when
These
he
dudes
said-
don't live in apartments. They own houses. These
When
are,
he
are,
said-
are house
when-
people.
Do they though?
when he bought these boxes,
Well,
right?
you
The
could
dude
drop
who was on the
89
stream was
on
like,
case, bro. Come on. You're not
I'm
living
You
in
have
telling you.
89 in a case. I'm guaranteed. There's no way you actually have financial responsibilities. You can.
hey, yo,
I mean,
when the dude was opening the boxes, he said, "You said you going for a master set." He was like, "How much have you spent on this already?" He was like, "A lot." He was like, "Basically, I could have bought a car."
Bro said
He
we
said,
should talk about
not a
cars. You
car.
sure?
He said, "A new car." A new car.
Okay. V-Tone had a point. To be fair, there are people who put money away to go on vacations like Japan or Italy, costumes for carnivals, and etc.
Uh-huh.
You are right, but hold on. But in this instance, I'm pretty sure it don't cost $1,300 to go to Japan.
Actually, it costs more than that.
It costs more to go to
Exactly.
Japan.
Yeah, it
But
costs
that's
good-
the
it costs
thing.
good bit
That's
more than that.
one trip.
Yeah.
That's one trip.
That's
You
a
saying
trip
these-
that might last you
saying-
for 2 days, 3 days, a week, 2
Yes.
weeks.
But you saying that these
But
dudes
if
are
you
buying
spend
cases
$1,300
for
on
a
these
year.
cards,
4 cases a year, and they buying a case each time.
so you spend
Maybe
$5,000 on
multiple.
so you spend $5,000 on cases, right? You can spend $5,000 on a vacation that lasts you 2 weeks. If you spend $5,000 on some cards, right? You held on to them cards for 5-7 years, right? Them cards are no longer able to be gotten, and now they've doubled in value. Now you got $10,000 worth of cards.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
yeah, for a conservative
yeah.
traveler to go to Japan, it is like at bare
You ain't
minimum
never come.
$800
You
to $900.
if you go to Japan, you spending that money again. If you want to look at them cards again, you turn your head.
Yeah,
Everybody has
if
a
you're-
different way of
okay.
rationalizing things, bro.
If you're looking at it from the
True.
perspective of like potential investment, then yeah, okay, I get.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
yeah,
but
right.
again,
Because I did meet a guy who came to my shop and he was like, he literally
the cards that we're
hold
talking
on
about are
to
One Piece
all-
cards, not Yu-Gi-Oh nor Pokemon.
Yeah, like I met a guy who literally held on to every single Magic the Gathering card he had.
And
since
some Magic the
high
Gathering
school.
cards right now, just a singular card is 30,000.
I mean, the most expensive card I believe right now is literally the One Ring card from the Lord of the Rings set because they only made one of those in existence and they will never
Right.
make another one, and only one person has it. So it's like,
Remember them uncut
just
sheets?
valued at like $1 million?
Didn't bitch ass
It's
Post
literally
Malone buy it?
priceless, isn't it?
wait, what'd you say?
Didn't bitch ass Post Malone buy it?
Why you got to
Did
go
he?
like that?
Well,
I don't
well,
like
remember
the
those
style.
uncut
Yeah.
sheets I told you about?
He is though.
Remember
Why did
all
you call
those,
him that? Because I don't like him.
He's not wrong.
What did he
so
do?
you
to
remember those
you?
uncut sheets I told you about? Remember those champion cards and all that stuff I was telling you about? There are
Yeah.
only 2 or 1 of those from each event, and or however many. Like you got millions of people playing these games. You got 10 uncut sheets in existence.
He sold it to Post Malone for $2 million. No, $2,600,000.
That's exactly right, V-Tones. People are going to spend their money on what they enjoy. And
Right.
by all means, if
Right.
you want to collect cards, cool. I like doing
Yeah.
different things. So I'm going to spend my money on a little bit of a video game. I'm going to spend my money on a little bit of a computer. I'm going to spend my money on some cards. I'm going to go out and take some photos. I'm going to find ways to make more money. I might sell cards that I'm not using to get some of my money back.
Because
if I buy a
spending
box,
on other cards that you want.
correct, so that I can complete my decks and be competitive, so that I can go out and maybe win more cards that I can sell to keep on funding this and make it reciprocal, so I'm not coming out of my pocket with so much money all the time.
Right. Like for anybody who's watching, like at the end of the day, like we aren't bashing these people, these kinds of people who do these things, because we all do it in our own way, shape, or form. We all do it with things that we like, things that we find, you know, that give us solace or give us happiness. We at the end of the day, it's just money. It's just money. Whether you do it on a grander scale or a lower scale.
And I'm low-key hating
conservative
that I don't have that
scale
one ring card to sell. I ain't gonna lie.
But
I'm
it's just
hating hard
money,
about
you
that.
know. I'm just, you know, sometimes you just eyes wide open when you
Sometimes
see
you hear
that
shit and you're like, what?
yeah, like it just catches you that off guard, and like, and now I gotta rationalize and logic. This is what
sometimes when you start thinking about the things that you buy and think about whether it's necessary, it's gonna be the first thing to cut out. Like if I was at a point where I needed to make some money, right? Like if I really was in dire straits, I now have something that I can sell in order to recoup some of the losses, or in order to recoup some money. Like now it's not really like a banking thing, but you know, like I'm not banking on it, but now I have an asset that I can sell. It's exposed. It's not exposable. It's disposable. Like
it's the
you know
same.
what I'm saying? I can sell my completed decks. Completed decks I can sell for $300 and $400, $200, $300. Like, well, now the cards are valued less, but I can sell my decks for $200 and $300.
I mean, I could probably.
How less are they valued?
I could probably.
Well, the scalping isn't as big anymore, so card values have gone down because people were like selling cards at like astronomical prices a few months back because Bandai wasn't printing the old sets anymore. So Bandai said, you know what, we're gonna start printing again. They said that back in like January of this year, and they did. They started printing. They started just printing like crazy. So now
they basically just control the market value of these cards
are down at like 50, 40. You know what I'm saying? Like the cards that are that were high value are no longer like super high anymore.
Do you feel like that may have like really changed the market for like people who try to?
It did two things.
Turn their investment into a profit.
It did two things. It drove out the scalpers because remember, when scalpers are present, so what happened was scalpers were buying all of the product. They were buying the product, and then they were either doing TikTok lives and doing those rip and ships, or they were reselling it at higher prices when there was no more available at regular price. So if you buy everything up so that people are searching and hungry for it,
you artificially inflate.
Correct.
Yeah, artificially inflated it. Yeah, because there's a high demand for it. Once you take the resource and make it hard for other people to have it, you can then impose your own value onto it and enforce others to pay.
Like those assholes were talking about when they scout the PS5 and they scout the Xbox. And then had the audacity to go, oh well, we're just meeting the demand. It's like you're literally artificially
robbing
supply.
People. You're literally
what
robbing
do you mean?
People.
But so Bandai
printed that had that happen.
Bandai printed like crazy to avoid that, or to kind of mitigate that, and then they made what is called making, because it doesn't come out until like November, a reprint set that gives you some of the old cards that are considered staples that basically are in decks that are played very often and you need. So this makes it easier for beginners to get into the game. So beginners can get in with things like starter decks. They can get in with things like the reprint set, things like that. You still don't buy boxes to build decks. I buy boxes to help me get the cards that I don't have, because you never know when a card that was trash all of a sudden becomes good and usable.
Right.
We've had cards that were literally buns turn into staples. All it takes is the right leader or the right support or whatever. and all of a sudden something's being used, and then the price goes from 50 cents a card to $20 a card.
Makes sense.
So,
It makes sense. That makes sense. That
if I have the
that's
necessary stuff already, that's why I get at least one. You know what I'm saying? And then if I'm missing whatever I'm missing from there, I'll get singles.
Got to get a little bit of that addiction in there.
But anyway, so we've dwelled on that a little bit, and what we're gonna do is I got another question for you. Is console exclusivity a good thing or a bad thing? I'll get into that one too. So we know that some games are considered console exclusives. They got exclusivity like either for like a short period of time, or they're completely console exclusive. Like for instance, God of War is now exclusive to PlayStation and PC. Or let's see. What happened?
God of War's on PC.
I said PlayStation or PC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like God of War is exclusive to PlayStation and PC.
Yeah,
I was gonna say like
Astrobot. Astrobot is exclusive to PlayStation for now. Final Fantasy 16 was on PlayStation only for at least a year. So when we have things like God of War, Dragon Ball, Astrobot, things like not Dragon Ball, God of War, Astrobot, things like that, do we feel like those things being exclusive is actually helpful to the console? Is it helpful to selling the console? Is that the one thing that is still driving console sales?
Typically, it is all right. So, companies like Nintendo, you specifically go to them for the exclusives. That's what sells a Nintendo console. You're not going to them for third-party stuff. Xbox and Sony, for the most part, most people who buy the consoles of Xbox or like a PlayStation, with the exception of like I would say us and a couple others, right? A lot of things that drive the sales there are like the third-party stuff for Xbox and PlayStation. Although PlayStation, I believe, PlayStation has more exclusives to offer than Xbox does, and Xbox, I don't think I honestly they're getting out of the exclusivity game to sell on the other consoles now,
right.
since they're a publisher, more or less. Consoles were how you sold your exclusives were how you sold your console. That's the driving force behind it. Like when Sega was a console manufacturer, which is crazy to say that like there's a generation of kids now that never knew that Sega used to make consoles.
Right.
When we think about it now, right? Sonic was exclusive only to the Sega consoles. If y'all who may be young that are watching us, yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog used to be a Sega only thing, and you could only play it on Sega consoles. It wasn't
Sega
a thing where now you can
Saturn.
get them on everything. In fact, more so, now that you guys are seeing like stuff like the Mario and Sonic Olympics, they were like actually like head-to-head rivals with each other. It was like Mario was Nintendo.
Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Yeah, Sega. Yo, if y'all need to see some of the old Sega commercials where they were like super vicious towards Nintendo. Yo, they were savage.
I mean,
does
Sonic
don't.
Sonic didn't cross over into being on another console until what, the GameCube with Sonic
Yeah,
Power?
GameCube.
Game Boy Advance, GameCube, yeah.
Yep.
Well, yeah, Game Boy Advance and GameCube, and
made
even
Sonic.
then, even then, you still, bro, Mario was still. That was still my guy.
I ain't gonna hold you. It kind of made me sick to my stomach to see Sonic for the first time on like a Nintendo console. I was like,
we trusted you.
Yeah, it didn't feel right. It was like, oh, what's going
Make
on?
no more consoles. Sega couldn't make consoles no more.
Yeah, they did that to themselves though. But that's how but that was how you had to sell a console back in the day, is you needed a console exclusive. You needed a reason for people to buy in to your console.
Pokemon was a staple way of how people got Nintendo got people on the Nintendo consoles. You could not play
does
Pokemon
Mario. Those
Yeah.
are Nintendo staples. Zelda, Pokemon, Mario. Then you have things like Animal Crossing.
Well,
Metroid.
to get even more granular, Tetris was the OG for the Game Boy. Like,
Oh yeah, that was a seller.
Yeah,
that was a major.
That was a
People don't
seller.
realize that was what really pushed the Game Boy was Tetris. Ironically enough, like not a lot of people are gonna think that Tetris. It's like a little puzzle game had the entire nation on fire because it was on the Game Boy and you could play it on the go.
Just like Snake was fire on a cell phone.
Not in the same way. Not in the same way that Tetris hit the Nintendo Game Boy.
Yeah.
The game that sold the Game Boy. People bought a Game Boy just to play Tetris. Motherfuckers.
Speaking of exclusives,
there
I
were
will say
competitions
Astrobots
with
is
that.
getting rave reviews, and like, you know,
fantastic game.
I mean, I haven't played it yet, but like, from what I'm hearing, we've had some low key bangers this year, but I could see Astrobots being nominated for Game of the Year.
I can see it because this year hasn't had like compared to last year, like we haven't had as many hits. No,
but it has though. They've just been sleepers.
No, what I mean is like last year we were like inundated with games because we had Baldur's Gate 3, Alan Wake, Spider-Man. What else was nominated for Game of the Year? I'm already forgetting shit.
Oh god,
I'm literally already forgetting shit. That was
there's way too much shit that came out last year.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, last year we got things like Tears of the Kingdom. We got Baldur's Gate. We got what's that? Not Bloodborne 2. The you know the thing with the shot, the guns, and that's like a Souls like. The one that Hustle likes to play.
Remnant 2.
Remnant 2. You got Armored Core. You got Final Fantasy 16.
Resident Evil 4 remake.
Yeah, you got Hogwarts Legacy, Resident Evil 4 remake. There was a stellar list last year.
Was a
stellar list last year.
Jedi Survivor, Sea of Stars, Final Fantasy 16. Like,
didn't Dead Space remake come out last year too?
Dead Space remake did come out last year. Yep.
Jesus
Christ. Did Alan Wake come out last year?
Alan Wake 2 was last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
This year you got things like Pal World and
Helldivers 2.
Helldivers 2.
Tekken 8.
Astrobot.
Well, question. At this point
Metro
in the year,
Remastered.
At this point in the year, do we think Pal World and Helldivers are still in the running for a Game of the Year nomination?
Well, why wouldn't they be?
Because they felt Pal World, I don't think
even if they've gone through their cycles, right? There are still games that are still seeing forms of success.
What about Black Myth?
And then on top of that, just looking at metadata throughout the course of the year, right? Like, I get the feeling like we kind of discount games that came out at the beginning of the year when we think about our votes, and like we miss that impact. And so, like, could you imagine like Monster Hunter coming out in March, right? And then by the time Game of the Year votes come around, we forgot that it came out.
I was just made to say because Helldivers 2 devs have not kept community happy past few months. So I see people saying like, nah, that doesn't deserve to be Game of the Year anymore. Even though it had the beginning of the year on fire, though.
But even with the base game being the hit that it was, you know what I'm saying? Like right now, they're going through the growing pains of live service.
Well, apparently the new update fixed a lot of shit. So I don't know. Maybe the public opinion will change now that the new patch just came out today. So.
Probably.
Maybe. We wouldn't say probably. Maybe. You know.
But yeah, to go back to I can see Astrobot I can see being nominated because like it's on the same level as these great Mario platformers.
Space Marine 2 kind of stole Helldivers 2 thunder. The difference is that isn't Space Marine 2 like an actual steady game? It's not like it's like
closer to Gears. It's closer to Gears of War than it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not really like a Helldivers stuff. Like Helldivers is more like a Destiny but third person.
No.
What I'm saying is it's live service. Like it's meant for you to continue to play. It updates. It has seasons. You know what I'm saying? Like you get season passes and things of that nature. Whereas Space Marines 2 is not really supposed to be meant to be live service. You play a game, you get from the beginning, you get to the end.
It's a
Am I wrong?
standalone. It's a standalone title with a beginning.
I
And
mean,
an
if you're
end,
telling me
unlike-
Space Marines 2
No,
is
but
live
They're
service,
planning new DLC chapters
Yeah.
for the game though.
that's
the
that's
opera-
different.
for
That's
the
still not
operations
live
mode.
service. DLC chapters is additional chapters on a completed game.
Yeah, but it's specific. A lot of it's gonna be specifically for the operations mode, which plays a lot like like a third person action RPG in a way.
No, it's
How are
geared.
you? Are you still not
yeah.
telling me that this? Are you trying to tell me that this game is live service instead?
It's not live service. No,
Not
That's
because
what I'm saying. They're completely
Yeah.
different categories. Helldivers 2 is a complete game. That's it. That's all. It's a done deal, and then they can add more.
right.
Not Helldivers. Sorry, Space
You
Marines.
talking about Space Marines? Yeah.
But
Helldivers
Helldivers
a
is
actual
literally
live
meant to be
service.
updated. Like literally, once all of the whatevers are complete, there's nothing left to do. They have to update something. You see what I'm saying? Like it's literally meant to be an ever-evolving live game that just keeps on growing, keeps on
Right.
living. For instance, we talked about all of these cards, and I didn't even get to hit y'all with the news. First of all, there is a League of Legends TCG that's supposed to be coming out in 2025.
What?
I might fuck with that.
Now.
I might.
if the
I might.
mechanics don't suck and piss me off, then maybe I'll play it. Because most CCG
Is it gonna
most
act the same
CCGs
as
piss me off. I'm just being
Is it
honest.
gonna act the same as,
You ain't
as,
wrong.
the in-game card game that League created?
Oh,
What's it
Heroes
called?
of Runeterra, Legends of Runeterra.
Yeah,
Right
Heroes of
now,
Runeterra.
right now, we don't know if it's going to be
Ain't nobody
exclusive
playing
to
that.
China or it's global because we've gotten two different announcements. So the League of Legends, there were two different announcements. One said China exclusive, the other one said global launch. So right now we still kind of have to wait until 2025 to hear that. And then
I can see them doing a soft launch in China and then doing a global.
I could see that too. Most stuff starts in Japan, but seeing as how League is owned by Tencent, Riot
Exactly.
Games is actually 100% owned by Tencent. I can see that one
Yeah.
starting in China. Now, additionally, right now we're in a flooded TCG market, so just carrying the name League of Legends should actually propel that a bunch above a bunch of the smaller
Right.
ones that are trying
Pretty
to
much, yeah.
butt in.
And especially if they do
also-
it around Worlds or time around Worlds with competitions, like that's gonna
Or-
be
Or say maybe the esports Olympics that we talked about before.
oh yeah.
Great time to launch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You have a
Additionally,
great fan base ready for it.
remember we talked about Pokemon and crime. So I just want to kind of
Oh.
sprinkle in that there were actually Pokemon TCG cards stolen in an armed robbery.
What? Okay,
They
so
literally-
literally bust the drug den. Now
Did we
you got
not cover
cards
that
getting
one?
stolen?
They
No,
held
no.
up a-
Last
this is
last,
new. This is
Oh,
new.
yeah.
okay.
Last time
They literally
it was them
held up
busting
a
up
card
drug
store
den in the back.
and said, "Put all the cards in the bag." They didn't care how valuable the cards were. Put them all in the bag.
Yo, you about to go? Yo,
Told y'all
Yo.
Pokemon was a mistake.
You about to get federal time for stealing cards, bro.
not even that, but you probably stole some buns ass cards too, bro. You about to go to prison for stealing some magic cards. Like,
imagine
You about
if
to do
that's actually
hardcore
if-
jail time.
Wait, no, imagine if that's a store
Ridiculous.
policy that if you get robbed, you give them this specific box and it's just magic harps.
Bro, yo, you know they got some bum ass cards too. Like,
Hey,
bro,
yo, could you
go to jail-
imagine if they had a Pokemon robbery box?
Bro, you go to jail-
Thank you.
It's just Team Rocket theme. That's all it is.
Bro,
It's just
Rattata.
Meowth and magic
hey,
harps.
yo, we got the special limited edition Team Rocket cards. I'm gonna put these in the bag for you. These are supposed to be the most valuable cards in the game, but we always got to make sure that they stay in the back room. That's
Bro,
crazy.
you get to the car, you open it up, and it's Wobba Fett.
That's crazy.
You deserve to go to prison for that, bro. Can you imagine telling people like, yo, can you imagine telling people why you got locked up and be like, yo, so why you in here, man? Like,
They call me selling a shiny Gyarados, man.
they called me and I stole
Hey, yo.
I stole a box of Zubat cards.
Oh my god. Oh my god. The worst card you could ever. Do you know how much
Yo.
Zubat used to make me angry? Oh
Like,
my
Hey, bro,
god.
hey, bro, what you
Zubat
want
and
for,
Rattata.
man?
Rattata.
You ain't getting no respect at that point. They can be like, yo, get the fuck on that.
Wait, no, imagine getting picked up off the street because you were selling Arbok.
Mm.
Stolen
Oh
Arbots.
no!
It's that's the equivalent
these
of
you're selling with the
they-
rocket logo on it. These are proof that you robbed the store. You're gonna
Right.
come with me.
Wait,
Even
that's
if
it.
you didn't do it, you know who did.
Wait, E, what's the
still
equivalent of?
no. It's like you. I was like you basically just made the modern day equivalent of selling snake oil by selling snake Pokemon.
Yeah.
cards.
That's what that's exact. Thank you.
Or
You
not
got
even
it.
that. You
Thank
sold
you.
tea bags and try to
Hey,
pass it off as weed.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
You're like, hey, what's this?
Yo,
Nigga, is this
Bro,
Earl
a
Grey?
bunch
But
of
you know
Metapods
what?
is wild. Hey
Bruh.
yo, he said,
Got
Got
a
a
bunch
bunch of Metapod.
Yup, a bunch of
Oh,
metapods. You about to go to jail eating prison food
yeah. So we
for
want
metapod.
we want
People about to be drilling in that ass in prison.
Bro,
For
bro
metapod.
said a bunch of Diglets.
They about to have a
Bro,
Diddy
bro
party
said a-
with you in prison
It's
for
a Diddy
metapod,
party.
bro.
It's a Diddy party with the Diglets.
This is exactly why we want to make sure that we have some fun. We talk about fun stuff like this because even though this is crime doesn't pay. We don't encourage taking anything that's not yours. But like this
Yeah, don't
stuff
be
is so fun to
stupid.
talk about. Like you know what I'm saying? Don't take anybody's shit. Like it just is what it is.
Right.
Don't
If it's
Robbing
not
Pokemon
yours,
cards is dumb because you could have just
If you didn't pay for
robbed
it,
them
and
for
it's not
the
yours,
cash
it wasn't
register.
given to you. Leave it alone.
I'm not saying you
Stop
should,
touching
but
it.
like the cash register's there, homie. You just gonna
and they didn't want the cash.
I was just gonna ask. Did they
what the cash?
literally take
Why did you
anything else?
steal both?
Did
though?
they get anything else?
or both.
Just take both.
Yeah, or both.
Well,
Yeah.
then again,
both.
all right. So remember how I was telling you about, how much people spend on cards, right? And this is just One Piece cards. So obviously, Pokemon is the highest grossing franchise in history, right?
Mhm.
Which means that obviously they make more money than per se the One Piece card game. I actually saw a post in one of these like trading groups, and one guy was saying like one guy actually owns a store and he sells cases of this stuff. Like he sells them by the case. And so or people I guess pre-order boxes like I said, he's actually the store that takes pre-orders all the way up through like next year and puts his
Jesus
orders in early and
Christ.
makes sure that he gets these allocations. So he was actually he on his post he actually said that he was selling his business, has been selling his business for over a year. When he originally put his business up for sale, it was I think valued at like 1.15 million, right? He's no, actually he's selling his business. Yeah, it was valued at 1.15 million, and then he actually kept a certain amount of money of stock. Now he's made over 2 million in profit over the past year just selling cards, and his business is still up for sale, but I believe that he's up the price to like 5 million because now you have 2 million in revenue, and then you still have the business that's actually valued at like 1.5 million, plus you still have like $2 million in assets that you're going to be getting along with purchasing this business. So looking at those kind of numbers and knowing that those numbers could grow or those numbers could not grow, but knowing that those numbers could grow could be a good reason for a person to pay 5 million to purchase this business. But the fact of the matter is that you're netting this kind of money just from selling cards.
Right. And honestly, if you think about it from a business perspective, if you spent that 5 million to buy that business, that's what this man is pulling in from one person owning and running this one store, right? It's
Over
just
1 year.
one store over 1 year. Imagine what you could do as a business, as a company, or an
Which
entrepreneur,
already established.
which is already established, yes, and the connections that he has. So if you're taking over the business, you're going to acquire the connections that he has because he's keeping stocks, which means he's invested in his business still going forward. So you're going to acquire the connections that he has. So if you were to grow this business and then expand it in this market, bro.
I mean, it sounds
In
like
one
smart
business-
business, but I would not recommend it for anybody who doesn't know.
No.
Because
That's
running
what,
a
yeah.
card store,
That's why I
running
was saying
brick and
someone
mortar can
who
be
is
challenging.
already a company, a company
Yeah.
owner or
Yeah, but you
someone-
also have to
and
have
someone might
the
just,
know-how to
rob you.
continue running that. So
right,
again,
right.
either way. So let's move forward because remember we were talking about exclusivity and I don't want to dwell on anything for too long because we got like 15 minutes left. But all right, so the purpose of me talking about console exclusivity is because we actually got news that GTA 6 was going to be delayed. We all got excited back in December when we got announcements that GTA 6 was going to be coming out in 2025, and we finally saw a trailer. And you know, like
they pushed it back
dropped
again.
a surprise drop on us, and like we were lit. Like all of us were here, and we were like, "Hey, yo, this is fire!" Like we finally getting GTA 6 after 10 years, 11 years. We've been waiting, and now it's gonna be here in 2025. So that makes 12 years that we had to wait in order to get GTA 6, right? So now it's looking like the time frames have been pushed back to either the end of 2025 or even middle or late 2026. At least this was the news that we had been getting leaked and were receiving at that point in time. At this moment, I believe there was somebody who was supposed to be an insider. Mind you, these were supposed to be inside, not necessarily inside leaks, but trusted sources were leaking this information. But I believe somebody inside said, no, that's not actually accurate. And mind you, we're getting that $700 PlayStation 5 Pro at the end of the year. So in November, as a matter of fact, $700, by the way. We still never actually got into the that's funny. We still never got into how much the PlayStation 5 Pro actually cost.
$800.
So yeah, well, when you get everything, yep.
When you get everything, $800.
Yeah, 800
if you want a disc drive.
You get the disc drive.
Yeah.
But anyway, I heard through the grapevine that GTA 6 was actually supposed to be a timed PlayStation exclusive.
I mean,
now if GTA 6 is pushed back, and mind you, that was what Sony was using to help push their console, especially with it being a timed exclusive for however long it is, whether it be 6 months or a year or something like that. Does that affect the value? Like, does that affect how the PlayStation 6 sells?
Wait.
Or not PlayStation 6, PS5 Pro. Sorry.
No, the price affects how the PS5 Pro sells. Nothing the fuck else does.
I mean, I can see it pushing a couple more consoles, but like PS5 already has a healthy
fan base.
Like because I was looking at the numbers the other day because Sony put out how many PS5 consoles are out. It's like 61.7 million PS5s been sold in just over 3.5 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
2 months away from November, bro. It's 4 years.
Yeah. In the lifetime of the PS3 was like 85 million. It's like over
already catching
11 years when they finally stopped selling them. I was like, yeah, the PS5 is more than healthy. So it's like I can't see it boosting sales with that much. And also, like, if they're even gonna have that many consoles out, I can see it pushing Pro just because it's like, why not get the people? It's gonna be advertised to people that don't really follow stuff. Like, why not just get the Pro? It's got the better graphics, blah blah, all that.
Marginal.
It is marginal, but it's just like I can't see it pushing that many consoles. Like, it's already firmly like beating the Xbox. It's not catching the Switch, but
I was gonna say, bro, the PS5 is already like at the apex almost
I saw that
of graphical performance.
Graphically, I was like, yo, I think I need a magnifying glass because I can't see the difference between.
You know what I can see the difference though? I can see the difference between the PS5 and my PC. I can see that my Monster Hunter is running at 120 frames.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, let's not forget.
Wait.
Let's not forget
on console.
Not every game is guaranteed to be 60 frames per second on PS5.
True.
Pro.
Yeah,
true.
It
Is it aren't some games that are played on
as well? The Series X.
Listen, if I'm paying $700 for a console, everything better be 60 frames. I don't give a fuck. Everything better be 60 frames because you are encroaching on PC prices now.
I mean, look at load times though. Like screen load times, like aren't they faster on console than they are on PC?
Generally,
like in between screens. Yeah. So like if you look at it,
it really depends because remember that PC doesn't have unified hardware. So the whole purpose of the consoles this time around was to try to eliminate as much loading time as possible, or as much visual loading time that the player could see. But
The PS5's hard drive is like its SSD is like a hybrid.
it's literally like a 7,000 megabits
Specialized.
per
It's a
second.
specialized drive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Right,
special
so
drive.
it literally renders it much faster like the seeable visual spectrum and further, right?
Like the loading.
No, I wouldn't say
speed
that.
is
I would just say
amazing.
that it loads faster. So
Okay, all right.
in my, like I just told you, I have an SSD in my PC, but I bought a Gen 3, so that probably runs at, let's say, 4,000 or 3,000 megabits per second, where the PlayStation 5 is running at 7,000. Obviously, the PlayStation 5 is going to load faster,
gonna be
but I peaked
faster.
out a little bit.
I'll have to see a comparison in load times between, like, let's say a SSD is kind of equivalent to the one that's in the PS5 and the PS5 for like something like Spider-Man 2
Mm-hmm.
when that finally releases out on PC, so I can see like the comparison between the times.
1 year
Wait, can't
contract.
you wait, hold on. Can't you just do that right now with Cyberpunk?
Can you?
Yeah.
Typically, it has, like, Cyberpunk was developed with PS4 and PS5 and PC all at the same time, right? But the optimizations could be different.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Like I was playing my shit at 60 frames per second on, I think, second to highest settings for Cyberpunk, but I know PlayStation wouldn't be able to handle that shit. But I also did not turn on ray tracing.
Look, even APOC said the series struggles to run regular games now. I mean, I don't know if that's the case.
APOC said that shit trash.
Yeah, I don't know if it struggles to run regular games. The Series X is still a very powerful console. I just don't like when console makers are actually telling us about teraflops like we care or need to know.
Yeah,
you
that's
want
always a
console-
weird thing. Like, don't nobody
Yeah,
know.
like, First
Then
of
you have to-
all, you giving me, like, I barely know what gigabytes are. Okay? Don't tell me about a teraflop.
and then
First of all, what unit of measurement is a teraflop? Okay, like how big is a flop? Is a flop big or is it fast? And then how
is
many
this sarcasm
flops
right
go
now?
into a teraflop?
and
Is
then
this sarcasm?
no.
Please
The
tell
best
me.
part, no, the best part about that is if you check on like Twitter, you get to see a bunch of imbeciles who don't know what any of these terms mean argue for their fucking console of which is better and be like, it has like 8 more T flops, therefore it's better. It's like you don't even know when
You don't know what a flop is because I don't know what it is.
Like, stop
Can
it.
someone please tell me what a flop is?
A flop, but now they're teraflops. All it means is because it would be obnoxious to put the actual number. It's how many units of like computing speed that chip can
So
do.
is it a big or is it a tall? Like,
It's
is it a
a-
wide? Is it a like?
It's happening in the background with the processor.
So
Like,
how many flops
So
are in
wait,
a teraflop?
so is it hertz then? Like,
1,000 flops are in a
No, it's teraflop is
Is it a
how many
million
flops
flops?
is
Is it a
it?
thousand?
Wait,
it's like a
wait,
million
Pop.
operations per second or something like that.
It's how many floppy disks they have at Microsoft.
So how does a teraflop compare to a gigahertz? And how many hertz are in a gigahertz? And why are we changing from gigahertz to teraflops?
Wait, aren't there 1,000?
That's a
hertz in
different
gigahertz?
measurement.
That's a different measurement.
But I thought it was supposed to be speed, processing power.
No.
I don't. You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah, that's a
You
lot
might
of
as well
straight
tell
D's.
me that
It's
this computer or this console can run 7 billion zeros and ones per second.
Yeah.
I still
Because
wouldn't
that
understand
still
it.
sounds like a more
Oh,
functional.
no. Okay, a hertz is a unit of frequency.
Yeah,
So how does it that I know that my processor is this fast by 5 gigahertz?
Gigahertz is. I'm trying to think of like super layman's terms to explain this. Gigahertz is kind of like almost like the physical processing, and teraflop is kind of like the mental processing. Like that's like the best way I can like.
like
Very
so.
layman.
So if you think about it, one is so.
Okay,
So if,
think of it like
so
this.
if I broke it
like,
down,
it's
right,
basically
one
my
would be
brain
like the
versus my
graphics
hand.
card. One would
Wait,
be
wait,
like the graphics card processing, and the other one would be like the CPU processing.
I got
No.
it. All right, Tone. What is a watt?
All right? Getting to that. What's the difference between a watt and a volt?
Oh, don't
There's
you
actually
dare right now. Don't you
no,
dare
there's
right
actually
now.
there's actually a whole like
I know there's a whole. I know there's a
compensation thing, shit like that.
Oh my God.
Christ, bro.
Because if you think about that, and then you're gonna say, well, what's an amp?
Bruh,
Shut up. Stop.
you did that.
Stop.
You did that.
I know I did, but like you weren't. God damn it.
You can literally look that up.
I'm just saying, how many gigawatts are in a watt, and why are we going gigawatts instead of kilowatts?
You mean how many watts is in a gigawatt?
Whatever.
Watt is just the amount of power of an electrical device will use to operate itself. That's what that is.
Mm-hmm.
And a volt is the power that comes from
The
the
supply
electrical
power.
grid.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's 1 billion watts in a gigawatt. Jesus Christ.
Wait,
Well,
what?
that's why Doc Brown like went ape shit.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, we're throwing these
121
words.
gigawatts.
We're throwing these words. We're throwing these numbers. We're throwing all of these facts around, and the layman doesn't know.
They confidently
because-
use that shit.
Hey,
in arguments.
Yes, you're confidently using
Going back
duty
to talking
numbers.
about Sega, like it's been 30 years. I still know what blast processing means.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're
Oh.
confidently using doo-doo numbers. Just
Blast
they're sales tools. You're
Yo.
literally inflating us with pillows and feathers.
You know what's crazy though is people use that as an argument back in the day when Sega was out to be pro
Blast
Sega. They're like,
process.
yo, you don't understand. Sega's way better than Nintendo because Sega got the Sega Genesis has got blast processing and the Super Nintendo doesn't. You're just like, what the fuck is blast processing?
I don't know. I saw it in Game Pro.
Oh, I saw it in Game Informer. It's like, why are you using a term that you don't know nothing of?
Why are they selling me a term that I know nothing about, not explaining what it is?
Marketing.
Be-
That's why.
Marketing.
You're right. You're right.
You know what? Everybody,
Yeah.
make sure y'all tune in next week because we're bringing you 3,000 gigawatts of entertainment.
You can't use that as
We're
a
giving you
measurement
5 teraflops
Wait, no,
more
wait,
entertainment.
Wait,
than
no,
today.
technically, he can use gigawatts because
Because
Did he? I thought he
brain
Roger
fart.
was supposed to
All
say
right,
it.
so
Hogan.
Roger was supposed to say it. Dang it.
Oh, I was not. I thought you were going somewhere else. My bad.
Because what?
No, dang it. Marketing.
Oh.
marketing. We need that SpongeBob meme right now where they like go like this, and then a rainbow appears.
Oh,
over
with the
top of them.
rainbow.
Marketing.
Marketing.
Why are we doing this? Marketing.
I mean, technically he can't, but he also can't use gigawatts because like energy. We're bringing you entertainment, bring you energy. So boom. Energy.
Active energy.
Frostpunk
Yes,
2
there you
is
go.
coming to Game Pass. Okay.
What is it?
Frostpunk 2 is coming to Game Pass.
Oh, nice.
Yay.
Wait, Amir said rip SpongeBob. Why you say rip SpongeBob?
Because marketing.
Yeah.
Get it? Get it? Marketing.
Yeah.
All right. So since we're talking about games
Oh,
and
there you go.
consoles, and since we're talking about all of the things that bring us marketing, like $700 PS5 Pros and things of that nature. I also want to let you guys know, don't pirate games, because right now the Italian police have seized $50 million worth of fake consoles and games. I believe it was 12,000 fake consoles that they actually grabbed up, and the rest of there were like tons of I guess pirated games or whatever the case. Let me see. It was worth about $50 million. It was 47 million pirated games. And when we say fake consoles, we talking about them. We talking about things like the little tiny Super Nintendo that wasn't actually licensed from Nintendo.
Oh, the one that
Oh
has
wait,
like
you talking about the
Raspberry
big boy?
Pis and things
You
like
talking
that.
about the big boy?
those ones that have like thousands and thousands of games on them.
Yeah.
Like,
47 million pirated games is crazy.
not that I'm
That's
saying that you
insane.
should buy those. I'm just saying they seem tempting.
The fact that somebody thought to make a business out of building
Emulator.
Raspberry Pis is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, okay, economically,
12,000.
hold on.
12,000 of them though.
Hold
That's
on.
ridiculous.
I mean,
47 million games.
They don't take up a lot of space. They can you
Right.
can put literally
the way
every single
compression ratio
console on
works
them
now
that's
is
within reason.
efficient.
It's very efficient to do it. I'm not
Yeah.
saying you should. I'm not saying you should buy. I'm just saying
It's a lucrative market.
that has
Whether-
a demand for it.
Yeah. So
Again, it's
I mean,
murky
I'm gonna also
because
tell you that the
copyrights and
confiscated
shit.
products were imported from China with the purpose of being resold online.
Yeah.
And in specialized retro gaming stores.
mm,
I've seen this in retro stores, like
yeah.
where they sell things that technically, legally, you shouldn't be able to sell because
I've
they
seen
are
it.
preloaded with ROMs
I've seen it in my shop
and
too.
emulators.
A couple emulator,
So yeah,
consoles.
legally you should not be allowed to do that. I'm not pointing out no names. I'm not saying what stores sell them.
I
But
would
there
like
are
to know.
stores that
I would
do.
honestly like to know who, like,
Oh,
funded it. Like, who funded it?
we
Who
got a new
initially
drinking
funded it?
game too, bro. We got to take a shot every time Hustle says Sega.
What?
I did not say Sega that much tonight.
Hey, the audience said you did, bro.
Did I?
Wait, did
The
anybody
audience
keep
said you
account?
did, bro.
Did anyone keep account?
We
on how many
got
times
we
he
got a
said it?
tally.
I don't know.
Someone got to sit through and watch the whole thing. Does G2A count as pirating? No,
that's actually
it does
considered
not.
gray market.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's gray market. So
Yeah.
it doesn't count as pirating because you're still purchasing the license for a game that's being sold.
Yep.
How that game was obtained was not by pirating, so it's not literally an illegal copy of.
Yeah, because you're activating a key on Steam.
Correct.
Right.
Like
And that
if
key
it
was
was,
sold somewhere. You're just
Yeah.
buying said key from somewhere else.
yeah.
So
But we're talking about these are like little consoles that are preloaded with thousands of ROMs and
with
emulators.
actual ripped ROMs.
Yeah, and emulators.
Like
Again.
people, like these are devices where people have downloaded ISOs.
Yeah,
Extracted
it's like
them.
I can pull up one like literally right now.
all right. What's
Allegedly.
the difference between an ISO and a ROM? Since you want to use all these technical terms.
Oh god.
ISOs
not
are used for
again.
discs, ROMs are used for cartridges.
There you go.
Look, you can buy
Yeah.
one on that's don't overthink this, okay? It's not, it doesn't need to be overthink. Okay, like look at this. All right,
Marketing.
so I'm on Amazon right now, and it has something called the Kin Hank Super Console X2 retro gaming console with over 60,000 games.
Terrence
game
said you mean
console.
Soldier Boy's console.
And it's compatible with 65 emulators.
I still can't believe that boy when you try to rip people up didn't just call that thing the Soldier Boy.
Oh yeah, that was the Soldier Boy console,
Yeah,
wasn't
like,
it?
just call it the Soldier Boy.
Yes.
That's all I had to
Right.
do.
What did he end up calling it again?
Oh my god. Well,
I'm gonna be
Was it
clear.
like the Soldier Box?
Soldier
I'm gonna be
Box.
clear. That was probably the worst product title I've ever heard. And Amazon
That's what it was.
famous for terrible product titles.
But that's literally what it was, though.
famous. Like Amazon has terrible product titles sometimes, bro. Like, bro, get better marketing.
He's still
They
selling
literally,
this
they
shit.
literally
game.
name things. They literally name things by its function. Sometimes.
it was called the Soldier.
You
Game.
go on Amazon, you be like,
Oh,
yo,
yeah,
I need
the
some
Soldier
body
Game.
wash. And then you go and you type in soap, and the first thing that comes up is soap.
Well, yeah, now then
Had
he made
5
a
different
then he made
fragrances
like
in one.
then he made a popular version of
Moisturizing.
it called the Soldier Boy, Soldier Game Boy, no Soldier Boy Game, and that was like a portable version of it that I don't think he's selling it anymore.
I got cease and desist from the company who was who was just buying these like things you can get off Amazon, just trying to redub it like it was his thing that he made.
Yeah, and it even has a company's name on it called TRDR that was making it.
Bro.
It's a TRDR pocket. It's just the Soldier Boy Game Edition.
I mean, he would have done better just like collabing with them and getting his own version.
That's what he did, basically.
Like,
how
you know,
many
I
of
mean,
y'all
like,
would've bought a
you
Diddy
know what I mean?
box?
Like, if he signed a contract with
what?
them and collab with them.
A Diddy box?
The Diddy
Diddy
box?
box.
Nah, I'm good.
Terrence,
I'm good.
chill. No,
I'm just saying.
Is that a real
no,
thing?
Chill.
that's not. No, it's not. No.
That's just what Diddy called where you trap people in the house. Like,
Oh,
Hey, yo, bro. At this point, we about to.
Wait, no, that's what. No,
oh
that's what you get.
my
That's what
god!
you get at the end of the freak offs. You got to pick it up on your way out the front door.
First of all,
It's
we're not
sitting
talking
right
about
there
freak
on the
offs on this
counter.
show, bro. We're gonna keep it on gaming.
Ain't no party like a Diddy party. Ain't no party like a Diddy party.
We're gonna keep it on gaming. We gotta stick to the topic. You know what? Before we get too far into Diddy parties and things of that nature, because I know that these guys
Can we not
really
get
want to
Diddy?
get back to their Diddy parties. I'm actually gonna say that we need to wrap this up. So it's 10:35, and you know, we've had fun today. I thank you all for joining us. Obviously, you know, everybody here loves to see you guys. You guys keep us entertained the same way that we keep you entertained. I encourage you to tune into us next week. I'll try to make sure that we have something very entertaining, and I'm sure that these guys are going to be just as entertaining. Hopefully, all the Diddy's
Back on like we never
I
left.
doubt it, but hopefully they will. You know, because the diddler is going to be diddling for quite a while. But
He ain't getting
No.
out of jail for a
ain't gonna
long
be dealing
time.
with
What you
nobody but-
mean?
Bill Cosby
and
got
you
a
don't think
roommate.
he's going to diddle in there?
He gonna
Nah,
get
I
Bill
think
in
he
there. What
got
you
in
mean?
there.
Why would he not diddle in the one place where he can diddle all he wants?
How do you
He
know he's not
can't.
gonna be the one
There's
getting
no
diddled?
drugs and there's no lube.
How you know he's not gonna be the
Since
one
when
getting
do you
diddled?
think that's
there's no
all right.
pound to lube.
He don't got
Right.
access to all his lube.
The pound to lube ratio is inadequate.
The
Bro.
pound to lube ratio
Bro,
is
That's crazy.
crazy.
that's crazy. That's crazy. You know who actually got that pound to lube ratio pretty bad? Sony.
I thought you were gonna say Meek Mill, but all right,
No.
yeah. Go with that.
That's crazy. No, Sony got the pound to lube ratio pretty bad because you know the PS5 Pro costs $700 here, but it costs
Yeah.
more money in other places.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine how much that
Wait,
costs
where?
in Brazil.
Everywhere.
Brazil, I know that shit's gonna be expensive as shit. It's gonna be like
It literally is more money in pounds, more money in euros, more money
Yeah.
pretty much everywhere else.
I don't see
Ron,
this thing
Jesus
selling well
Christ.
at all. I
I mean, I'm personally not gonna buy it.
I've been going off on Sony about this. Like this is
And even if my PlayStation broke, I would
I
just
like
go get
Sony,
another
but
regular
they-
Yeah, just go get another PlayStation 5.
I like Sony, but I don't know what they're doing now. This is
I like how the fact that a week after I put a PS5 on layaway, then it was like, oh look, PS5 Pro. I'm like,
Well, that's what you
no,
get
just-
for
just
being
get-
late
just
to
get
the party.
PS5. Just get the PS5. You fine.
Yeah, just get
You
a
don't
regular
need-
PS5.
you
Don't
don't
get
need
a Pro.
Pro.
yeah.
He gonna try and get a Pro for like $300.
Listen, marginal at best.
Somebody
is
gonna
the
buy it and be
upgrade.
like, I thought this was better than my PS5. He's gonna be like, hey, can I get that on discount?
Hey, you know what? Hey, hold on. That's not a bad idea.
It's gonna happen. Some
That's
people are
not a
gonna
bad
return it
idea.
because you're like,
I
this
can
thing
literally
ain't no
just
better
trade
than my
mine in and just
PS5.
get the Pro.
Don't you got some life things happening right now? Chill.
I do.
Oh yeah, you can't be doing dumb
I
shit
do.
financially.
It's not dumb.
You can't be. I'm saying you can't be doing dumb shit financially.
Oh, I was gonna say, and hold on. First of all, you can't tell me that buying a PS5 is done when I got a freaking 1,000-liter bike on layaway.
Why do you keep putting things? All right, you know what? I
can
was
put-
gonna
wait,
say
You
goodbye.
can put motorcycles
right
on
now-
layaway.
Yeah.
Right now, I
the fuck
need to
outta
ask
here.
you a
How?
question before we go, and I think that you guys kind of want this answer too. What the fuck can't you put on layaway?
Is that-
So?
Did you put your girlfriend on layaway too?
Bro, I'm not even gonna answer that one.
Bro, I could imagine you putting kids on layaway.
Oh my god.
Technically, it take 9 months to make them, so that technically is layaway.
Yeah, true.
Oh my god.
Hey, you said it. You brought it up.
I ain't
saying.
technically,
I ain't there.
technically, you can put whatever you want on layaway as long as the shop allows it, and if they take it in the first place.
Hold
So
on.
since
So
I'm gonna be honest with
Wait,
you.
wait,
Up
wait.
here, I didn't think layaway still existed.
our shops take in, if we have the room, we take in 0-turn lawnmowers, motorcycles, cars, boats. Hell, our
What
cover
the
shop
fuck?
actually has boats and cars in the outside.
Niggas putting boats on layaway and shit. What the fuck?
No, like they pawned it or they sold it to us, and then it comes out for sale, and then boom.
Hey yo, Token. Apparently, you have a baby on the way. You gotta start saving, my guy.
I mean, I am.
This is what the comments say.
I know what it says. All right, I know what it says. But that's the beauty of layaway. I'm not buying something outright right now. I can just put money every little bit of the way on the side.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Boom.
we talked about addicts earlier, right?
Hey, hold on. This is
Damn, bro.
functional
What
and
the
logical.
fuck?
Functional and logical.
They got on me for buying cards, and he's putting everything on layaway. He got a motorbike on layaway.
Exactly. First of all, when you
You
buy
hear
your
the
home,
logic and reason.
Yo,
behind
Chad said
him
you need to start
saying that he
saving.
got
That's
things on
crazy.
layaway.
That's
Technically,
crazy. That's the
it's not.
craziest thing. Yo, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard chat say this entire.
what? Wait,
Denial
where's
is
that?
not just a river in
They
Egypt.
said you got a baby on the way. You need to start
Oh,
saving. Is crazy. What?
Mind you, our chat is just as wild as we are, bro.
Yep.
Pocket say cars can be put on layaway. ...
Apparently, yeah. Cars.
Not
boats.
rationalizing his addiction. Whoa!
I mean,
Hey,
yo,
nobody rationalizing.
Yo.
it's
Now who turn is it? Hot seat?
it's not an addiction. Hey, I could.
It is
either,
an
First of
addiction.
all, wait, hold on. Because first of all, I got a deal at that. I'm only.
What's the
paying
last thing you put on
$2,000.
layaway?
The last thing I put on, the very last thing I put on
Bike?
layaway was the PS5.
Okay.
That was a week
The
ago.
first thing
Before
yeah,
that,
the before that
No, we're
was
not even-
the motorcycle.
the motorcycle. How long was that?
That actually
Well, if
can
y'all-
last up to 9 months.
How long ago did you put it on layaway? Is what I'm asking.
Like a month and a half ago.
Okay, before that, what you put on layaway before that?
My AR. And it was
Bruh.
sitting there for like 4 months.
What about that Nintendo Switch? Was that on layaway too?
No. Oh wait, you're right. The Nintendo Switch was in there, and it sat there for like 2 months.
So now we got guns, bikes, Nintendo Switches.
He ain't
PlayStation
put
5.
no baby shit on layaway at all. This nigga didn't put nothing on layaway for the
He didn't
kid.
say I put a crib on layaway. He didn't say I put a
Not a
stroller.
stroller, not a
My
car.
shit don't
I
sell
ain't got no
cribs
high
or baby
chair.
stuff, bro.
Not a
I ain't got no nursery. Nothing.
Yo, crib's expensive. You might want to put a crib on
Hey, the
layaway.
shop don't sell baby stuff, okay?
This nigga didn't say like, yo, I'm not.
All of this stuff was in my shop, and I was like, "Bet."
Nigga, you should have bought baby stuff that was in your shop. The fuck you mean?
Hey, we don't have that. We don't sell that stuff.
So you just bought it
Stuff-
because it was
stuff
in the
that-
shop? You didn't just go,
Stuff
man,
that, and
maybe
I
I don't
get
need it.
now. Stuff that's for a baby, that's like safe. That's like a safety hazard. You're not gonna take in something that's for a baby, something that could be unsanitary, something that could be like a safety or OSHA regulation hazard. No, I mean,
Jesus fucking Christ,
God.
bro.
His whole check goes to layaway.
wait, hold on. This whole check goes to the layaway.
Yeah,
Baby
Walmart does
shop.
layaway.
But guns
Oh,
before a baby crib on layaway is
Insane.
bro.
Okay, wait. Hold on. First off,
I didn't say it.
the-
I didn't say it.
the
That was
AR,
cat.
the AR that I had on layaway, that was from like last year. The baby just started this. That was like April.
Baby
We're
just
only
started.
4 months in. Golly. We're only 4 months in.
Terrence said so. His whole paycheck goes to layaway debt in his shop.
think that maybe Sir should have put some condoms on layaway or something, because
Condoms.
That might have helped.
He bought the wrong strap.
Stroller, car seat.
Well, technically, after the baby.
nope,
I
nope,
took
we're not
it.
going there.
I
Nope,
sold it.
nope,
I
nope,
sold it.
nope,
After I sold the baby, I
nope,
sold the AR.
nope.
You what?
Yeah, I sold the AR back to the shop.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
God. 5
Yeah.
months, Token. 5 months.
Oh, my bad. 5. Yeah.
Apparently,
It's 4 months left. That's what I was thinking about. It was 4 months left over 5 months in.
Bro, your priorities,
what?
brother, your priorities. We gotta talk, bro. We got You gotta have a conversation, bro. Your priorities is crazy.
He said he returned the layaway, bro.
What the fuck?
No, because I had already bought it. And then I just sold it back.
Returning the layaway is crazy.
Well, in my defense, I wanted a 300 blackout SBR, and it was a 300.
We're not going into the details of that stuff. We are a gaming show, sir.
He said
we are a gaming show.
He said I put a bike on layaway. Nigga, you need to put a fucking minivan on layaway. The fuck you mean?
Well, in my defense, I'm going with motorcycle because once the insurance cheaper, two the gas is cheaper, and I can move around on my own when I'm going to and from work. She can use the car.
Does she have a car?
Yes, she does.
Do you have a car?
No.
So what about riding around in the winter?
This nigga, bro.
You gonna push the stroller with one hand while you ride the bike with the other?
So
no.
You gonna get the baby a helmet and put him in the rear face of the car seat?
You gonna put a car seat on the back of the bike?
I'm working. I'm going to and from. She's at home, so she has the car. If I'm the only one that's mobile for me for work and going to places, I only need a motorcycle.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm going to be completely honest with you. When you turn this into the token roast session, I didn't do that.
We talking at this shit, bro. My God.
The insurance for the bike is $23 a month.
What are you gonna do if it snows? The chat want to know. What are you gonna do if it snows?
What if it? Wait, what? What if it snows?
Read the chat. Yes, that's what they asked. What you gonna do if it snows? You can't tell me snow doesn't exist down there because snow happens in Texas.
My job is 0.5 miles from me.
So you're gonna walk?
I could if I want to.
So what happens if, like, let's say
if it rains, I got a frog suit for that.
But let's say like the one car breaks down, then what?
She has two.
Hey yo. All right. So anyway,
all right, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you very much for joining us. I know I've said all of this before, but you guys make this special for us the same way that we try to make it special.
Oh God!
And we look forward to seeing you again. Until next time, remember, if there's ever anything that you want to get done, if there's ever any goals that you want to achieve, all you got to do is press the start button. Let's get started. Later.
Deuces, y'all.
Wrong straight.